Bienvenidos y buenas noches, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rebecca Munoz, and I will be your GM this evening as we play Pasión de las Pasiones. This show is a Ghostlight RPG production, so feel free to subscribe and click that follow button to enjoy the wonderful bounty of RPG goodness this channel has to offer. If you enjoyed tonight's entertainment, please feel free to sign up for our Patreon. If you sign up for our $3 subscription, you will not only be supporting our channel, but you will also be able to join our Discord for chats and polls and upcoming shows. Another way you can support our channel is by donating to our Ko-fi. Any contributions go directly to the lovely and passionate players you see before you. If you are interested in either of those options, links will be located in our chat below or to the right. Now, since this game is based around a telenovela, I feel it is fair to warn you that there will be drama abound in this game, including mild language, nefarious deeds, and possibly passionate moments. So put those little niños y niños to bed. This is not for kids. With that being said and done, I think this would be a good time for us to introduce our cast of players and their characters for tonight's game. So, whoever wants to go first, why don't you introduce your name, your pronouns if you have any, and your character's name and pronouns. Who wants to go first?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Mo.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Mo. They, she pronouns. I'm playing Sophia Perez. She, her pronouns. Oh, God. Pronunciations are coming out. I am empleada. There we go. I got it out.
Gotta massage those muscles.
Yeah.
I am Justin Barron. My pronouns are he, him. I will be playing El Caballero, named Ceviche Esperanza, also he, him.
I am Juice, no pronouns, just Juice, and I will be playing Benedicto Manantiales, La Doña, who uses he, him pronouns.
Awesome. Cool. So with that, we will jump right into the latest episode of Pasión de las Pasiones. Just so you guys know, this game is based off of the Apocalypse, Powered by Apocalypse module. And so it is a little different, but we've got this. We will get this. And this episode will be the 70th anniversary of a famous telenovela called Pasión de las Pasiones. All of the characters that you see in this game have been here since the pilot episode. And we are now at the wedding of the century of our two main star lovers. And we shall see if this wedding actually has a happy ending. So let's jump right in. Okay, so we cut to a stunning shot of ocean water crashing in dramatic waves in the Mexican Ocean. White spray and sea foam just soaring through the air. A soft piano begins a rendition of the show's theme song as the camera pans to the Isla del Destino that fades into the interior of the ballroom of the hotel, where you and the other guests have gathered to attend the wedding of Elena Teresito Galindo and Hector de los Santos. The wedding is a beautiful affair. White organza and garlands hang from the ceiling. White roses adorn almost every surface and perfume the air in a heavy, sweet smell. Hector stands tall and beaming at the altar with the priest and his groomsmen, wearing a handsome and expensive-looking tuxedo, his hair flawless. If you need an example, just look at Justin's hair. Suddenly, the orchestral music swells into a romantic symphony as Elena appears at the other end of the ballroom, looking radiant in a white mermaid dress made of crepe fabric. The dress is simple and humble, with just a touch of elegant whimsy in the delicate and colorful embroidered flowers and vines bordering the ruffles of her dress. As Elena walks down the aisle, almost in slow motion, our camera is going to cut to our characters. In this moment of love and beauty, what are your characters thinking as they watch this couple begin to make the vows of their love? Anybody want to jump in first? I will pick someone.
The camera cuts to a long hallway that somehow connects to the chamber, and just standing like almost in the shadows, like almost kind of like somewhat hidden in the shadows. You see there is Ceviche, and he stands there, eyes like aflame with desire for Elena, the bride. He steps out almost as if to say something, thinks better of it, and chooses not to. Yet. He's having a bit of a internal battle, it seems.
And does your character have any flashbacks of anything of his journey to this part, or his relationship with Elena?
Yes, almost as if this is some sort of a sentimental episode of special value. We get flashbacks to the first couple seasons of the show, where Ceviche, as a boy, grew up. You see a child Ceviche running through the street, playing kickball, with a little Elena and a little Hector, as all three of them are childhood best friends. And then we sizzle away. Sizzle?
For it, sizzle.
We sizzle away. That's what this show does. They sizzle. We sizzle away to to years later, and Ceviche has written a love letter to Elena, and just as he's about to give it to her, he chickens out and puts it back in his pocket. And then we sizzle again into the future, where we see Ceviche, who he opens a letter, rips open the letter, and you see it says, Ceviche Esperanza, you have been accepted into the Mexican Detective Academy. And he is so excited, and he runs to tell his best friend and love, Elena, about this. And then he stops, and he realizes that going to detective school would mean he cannot be with Elena any longer. And not that he has been yet, but he would be throwing that part of his life away. And so he throws the letter away, and instead he runs to Elena's house. It starts raining. He's running to Elena's house, and he's going to knock on her door, and he's going to propose to her and tell her how much he loves her. But his best friend Hector is there, and they're kissing on the porch. And so we sizzle once more to Ceviche getting on the bus to detective school. And that's the last time that he saw Elena or Hector. And then we sizzle back to reality.
I wish I could give you inspiration for the sizzle. Love it. And so I think the camera pans from you in the corner of your dark, sequestered brooding, and it pans over now to another character witnessing this wedding in one way or another. Who would like to go next?
I can go next, so Benedito can have a nice, strong finish us out. So the camera pans over to the doorway, to the person actually, it looks like it's going to focus on, like, someone in the back, but really it turns and, like, focuses the person at the door, making sure that the doors are closed and, everything's accounted for. And it's a woman, maybe, like, 5'3", petite, dark hair, high ponytail, looks like she's working there with the white button up and, like, slacks and black shoes and all. And it's Sofia Perez. The last time we've seen her on the show, and it's a quick flashback, is whenever it was in the pilot episode, when she witnessed a robbery at a bank.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is, like I said, a pilot episode. This is, like, way at the beginning. So you're like, who is this person? Why are we talking about her now?
She's the character the writers forgot.
They're bringing everybody back for this special.
They're like, oh yeah, wasn't there that chick with the robbery?
Add her in. And so she's there, just making sure she looks decent, making sure no one's like really looking at her because it's not about her. She's just here to work. And just sort of like looking around, big-eyed, big brown eyes, just looking about. Looks down, realizes there's a bit of like sand like on her sleeve, and she just quickly dusts it off. And like, because she was not at the beach right before this. Why would you even think that? No, she didn't like move here to live the island life to to get away from her family and her old job and her ex-lover to move to live on an island. No, of course not. Why would she do that? That would not happen. So yeah, you just see her just sort of like standing at attention, looking around, making sure everything's okay in the back. And yeah.
Hey. And so with that, we go from Sophia, who is dusting the sand off of her, over to our last character, Benedicto. What is he doing?
Benedicto is just has a pocket square that is just wiping away the tears, just lost in the emotion of these nuptials, sitting towards the front as a member of the family. Benedicto is wearing, well, looks, let's say like somewhere between like 5.5 and 6 feet. A little larger frame than what you're seeing on camera if you're seeing this, and has a balding head, has some gray hair towards the back, and is wearing some fabulous glasses, fabulous blazer, may have like a large scarf as well, lots of jewelry and accessories, very ostentatious, but is lost in the throes of passion as Elena and Hector are exchanging vows. And a thick mustache. Yes, cannot forget the mustache. And as he is observing this exchange of vows, we sizzle back to a moment where Benedicto, who's been around for a while, is sharing some happy family times over a large, abundant meal, the long dining table with the rest of the family around. And on either end of the table is Benedicto and Benedicto's brother. And you notice that there is a lot of joyous camaraderie amongst the family, but Benedicto and Benedicto's brother, Hector's father, don't seem to be talking. And then we sizzle. And Hector is just a wee boy at this point. Then we sizzle over to a little further beyond, when a young Elena is seemingly not doing well, not feeling well, is seemingly ill, has been overcome by something. And Benedicto is watching over Elena from a distance, checking in with the family, checking in with Elena's family, and most importantly, checking in with Ceviche, knowing how close Ceviche and Elena were or are. But at that time, knowing that they were so close and something seemed to have been going on, and just takes a moment to comfort Ceviche in this moment, not really sure what might have been going on. And we sizzle again to another conversation where Benedicto is just going through paperwork and about the different finances, the different, I guess, businesses that the family runs, the different payrolls that he needs to execute and sign. And someone is bringing coffee, and you see a sleeve that has a little bit of sand on it, dropping off a coffee and maybe spilling a little bit of it. And Benedicto just rolls his eyes and takes a deep breath, and just, without even looking in that direction, continues working on the paperwork. And then the final sizzle is Benedicto having a rousing conversation, assuring Hector that he is doing the right thing. This is a momentous occasion. It is going to be the beginning of the rest of his life, and they're going to be extremely happy together, and just kind of giving Hector his blessing for the events that are transpiring today.
Okay. And as we fade from everyone's flashbacks, we are going to focus now on the camera focuses on Elena, who has now joined Hector at the altar. The two are standing together. They are both very beautiful, very attractive people, as you do in a telenovela. Elena is a natural beauty. She has long, dark hair and dewy skin and sun-kissed cheeks, and she has these big eyes that are just so full of hope and love. And she is someone who is now, she has reached a moment in her life where everything is going to change for the better for her, because Elena used to be a former kitchen employee, as you all know, but she left the island and the hometown on the mainland to pursue a new life, some better opportunities. There had to be something more out there than just working in this kitchen. And she actually became a celebrity. Let's say a social media celebrity. And she has a loving following, and she, because of these new connections she made with her career, actually met the heartthrob playboy Hector de los Santos, and they fell in love, and she grounded him in his careless ways. And Hector stands beside her, and he is a handsome man with a chiseled face, dazzling, carefree smile. His black hair is curly and long and slicked back with expensive hair products. He is strong and virile. And even though he's getting married and in a tuxedo, somehow he still manages to have his shirt unbuttoned just enough to show a healthy carpet of virile chest hair. He is somebody who is completely in love with Elena because she taught him what it was to be a man, and now he is ready to take on his family business after his father passed away. He spent the past few years just throwing away money, yachts, parties, all of that stuff, but now he is ready to be a man and step into the shoes that his father step into the footprints, shoes of that his father left behind. I don't know that phrase. So with that being said, the two begin exchanging their vows. And now we don't hear any dialogue with this because a passionate male singer is crooning off screen a love song over a compilation of the entire season, showing the dramatic trials and tribulations the lovers have triumphed over, including runaway cars, houses on fire, lots of slapping, seaside rendezvous, and a ridiculous amount of belligerent sexual tension between way too many characters in the show. And as the priest announces the bride and groom as man and wife, our guests break into an applause. Everybody cheering, congratulations, everyone. And our couple look back on all of you just beaming with love and excitement. At this time, Hector, after giving a very passionate kiss to his bride, says, "Thank you so much, all of you, for attending this joyous day with us. At this time, we invite you all to enjoy the amenities of this lovely Hotel La Rosa Querida while the ballroom is set up for this evening's festivities. There are hors d'oeuvres and an open bar located just outside in the lobby. Please feel free to enjoy while my love and I enjoy the beauty of this island together." And the two of them start making their way out, but as you do in a wedding, everybody has to talk to the bride and groom and congratulate them. So at this time, what would your characters like to do or speak to?
Someone else go first. I gotta wrangle my dog.
Theater.
Ceviche, the whole time, the camera was never on him, of course, but the whole time that they were saying vows, and right up until the I do's, he almost steps out, and then he doesn't, and then he wants to, and he can't, and as much as he wants to, but he knows that would only drive her away even more, and so instead, he's decided that his plan for the night is not to tell her how he feels about her, because no, that would be stupid. Instead, what he's going to do is show her what she's missing out on. And so, as everybody is going in line to see them, Ceviche in line as he approaches, he is there like a, I don't know, a bridesmaid nearby?
Yes, absolutely. There is a bridesmaid nearby, and her name is Estella. She is a lovely beauty.
Would I have ever met Estella before?
Actually, you actually have met this character before. She was at the bank when the robbery took place. She was an employee there as an accountant.
Okay, I love it. I just, making a big scene, I grab Estella by the hand, I pull her in, dip her, and give her a big kiss right in front, like literally in front of the bride and groom. Big kiss, hold it for a moment, stand up, and then turn to Elena and just say, "Oh, Elena, I did not see you there.
Oh my
Excuse
goodness.
me."
Okay, so for this, we might need to do a roll because that
Yeah.
was a grand gesture.
Was awesome.
That was amazing. Bravo for our first move.
I have a special move that allows me, when I make a grand gesture, I'm allowed to add the question, are you making this absurdly elaborate and excessive? So if that applies...
I would say so.
Okay.
That's a plus. Let's make that a +1.
Okay. So...
You know what? Actually, since this is the first time you're seeing her in so long, what a power move. Let's do +2. That's really big.
Cool. Love it.
Also, I'm curious to see what happens.
All right. I get a 7 + 2 is a 9.
Ooh, okay. So that is a success. Elena is standing before you, mouth just open, completely shocked, like almost the color is draining from her face. And she just says, Sisi, it's been so long. You seem to be doing well.
Yes, it is me, Elena. The boy you once knew. Now, a man.
Hector says, I can see that. I had no idea that you were so close to Estella.
Oh, Hector, I did not see you there. Yes, Estella and I, well, to be honest, this is the first time that I've ever actually talked to her.
I think at that Estella's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
She's just gonna slap you across the face and walk away. Just tosses her hair and walks away to the bar.
And then just with like a look back to Elena, Ceviche will just say, well, perhaps you will save me a dance tonight. And then I'll take her hand and kiss it, and then I'll like look to Hector and just say, congratulations, and walk away.
He returns as a very sharp look at you, very suspicious, but he does not say anything. He only puts his arm around Elena and pulls her closer. And Elena is looking after you as you walk away, and her eyes are almost lost in a sea of memories as she's remembering this sweet boy who is now this very abrasive man, but bold. And she's having thoughts. And so I think with that, we will move to... Does anybody else have anything they'd like to do in this time?
I think as that camera pulls away, it shuts over to Sophia's holding a tray of champagne glasses, who saw all of that. Who, Estella, she didn't even realize Estella was here. Like, she wasn't paying attention to the bridal party. Estella being the girl she left before she moved to the island. After dating her for years. And then Cece, I didn't realize he was going to be here for this wedding. I mean, we had a thing a few years ago after the whole bank situation. So I think Sophia's just standing like eyes wide, just like, what?
Yeah.
What? And someone's like, and then she's like, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. Give me a second, and like we'll like run off to go like grab more champagnes from the bar and stuff.
I think as Stella, as she's very flustered and just taken aback by this rude detective who she thinks she's seen once at one point in her life, but does not know where that kiss came from, comes just marching over to the bar, and she sees just this employee with a tray full of champagne, and she comes right up to you, and she just snatches one off your tray, and she just says, "The nerve of some people." And then she locks eyes with you right before she takes a drink. And she says, "Sophia, what are you doing here?"
I I could ask you the same thing. I told you I moved to an island, right?
"I didn't think you'd actually stay. You seem so flighty. I didn't know. I figured you would have given up and moved on to some other place after you left me high and dry."
I mean, like you know, I still care about you, and I do. It's just, I, but listen to me. Like I felt the call. I felt the ocean wave call to me, and I had to stay down here just a little bit longer to see what it was like.
"And you couldn't include me in that?
You
My
had
father
your,
died and then my lover leaves me?"
I think it was the other way around, but I could see where the series of events can
Details.
get confuddled. Um, uh, and I'm sorry to hear about that. I did send flowers. I hope you got them. Yeah.
I did. They were nice.
How have you been? It's been so long. It's
Busy. Since my papa died, I have taken over his accounts. And now I work for the De La Rosas and some other
Oh.
very wealthy families.
is that why you're part of the wedding party then? And she like notes at the dress like you look great.
I've become very, very close with the family in this time. It's almost like they think of me as a daughter.
Well, I'm proud. I'm proud you got a promotion. That's nice.
It is nice. And then after you left and my father died, that's when I realized that it was time for me to stop being a scared little bookish mouse and grow into the flower I was always meant to be. And now I have power. And look at you, with champagne. I hope you enjoy your beach. And she walks away.
And I think Sophia like watches off. She's like, I mean, at least the beach has the same good view as what I'm seeing right now. Like quietly to herself as she's walking away.
Ooh, smooth. And you don't want her to hear that?
I mean, you know, she might have heard it. It could have been just loud enough.
She might have stopped for just a second before continuing, but did she hear it? We don't know. Alrighty. And Benedito, anything you want to do?
As Estela is walking away from that conversation, the camera catches her, and in the background, it stops on Benedicto, who, being a member of the family, doesn't necessarily just need to stop and talk to the bride and groom, but wants to make sure that everybody is having a good time. And so is wiping the tears, has taken on more of a jovial appearance, and is kind of greeting all of the guests like, hello, how are you? Wasn't that a beautiful affair? Hi, oh my god, I haven't seen you in forever. Oh my god, yeah, wasn't that beautiful? It's been so long since we've had this many people celebrating in our estate like this. It's been amazing. And we'll reach out to grab a glass of champagne off of the tray, look at Sophia and be like, are you always covered in sand? And we'll walk over now to Elena and Hector, and put a hand on Hector's shoulder. Put a hand on Hector's shoulder, but kind of looking and talking to the both of them. And be like, bienvenidos a la familia. Welcome to the family. It's been such a pleasure to be working up to this moment, and it is all said and done. It could not have gone any better. How are you two feeling?
So excited, Elena says, and she like throws her arms around you and she says, "Thank you so much for everything, Theo, for taking care of the hotel and the decorations. It's everything I could have possibly hoped for."
I would not have it any other way. The best for the two of you. That's all you deserve. Anything you want, we will make sure that it gets accomplished. Um, and I saw you talking to Ceviche, Cece, earlier.
Mm-hmm. I invited him to the wedding. He's changed a lot since I last saw him, but I think that little boy is still in there somewhere.
Well, some people never change.
Hmm.
And gives a sly little side eye over to Hector.
Oh. I think at that, Hector raises an eyebrow and he says, "But sometimes they can for the better. I look forward to the morning meetings with you, Uncle, to discuss the transference of control of the hotel and its finances over to me after our honeymoon."
Oh, yes. Well, family always comes first. Business is business, but family comes first, and we'll raise a glass of champagne in
And I,
acknowledgement of that.
I think at that, we have a new character walk into the scene next to you. And she says, "I couldn't agree more." And the camera meets Senora Valeria de los Santos, Hector's mother. Now, Valeria is a former beauty. She is someone who is delicately aging, and she is somebody who you look at her and you can tell this is a woman from good stock and old money. She has shrewd eyes that constantly flit around the room looking for a new toy to torment. She wears expensive clothes, big clunky jewelry, and her perfume just leaves this lasting trail behind her. Her hair is red and feathered, and her green eyes almost glow with envy as she looks at Elena suspiciously. But she says, in a very sweet voice, "I know we've had our differences in the past, but today is a new beginning, and you are a part of our family now, Elena. What was in the past is behind us. Welcome to the family." And she looks over at you, Benedicto, and she says, "I am curious, though, to see what you will do in your retirement."
Oh, Valeria, it's so nice to see you. Maybe now you
Mm.
can finally get some rest now that the bidding is over. You've been looking a little tired.
A mother's job is never done, especially when it comes to taking care of her little chicks.
Well, now you have someone else to help you.
And with that, she just kind of raises an eyebrow and walks away to go talk to some people who are a little more interesting. Maybe go harass the employees about why there isn't more champagne. Because she's already downed a couple of glasses. She's got a bit of a smell around her. She's already been in the booze. And with that, Cece, I think at this time a character bumps into you. And she's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And you meet Ruby. Now, Ruby is a very lovely woman. Her name is Ruby Suarez. And she is a lovely, leggy woman with perfect skin and cheekbones that could cut glass. She's always seen in a very expensive, revealing dresses with perfectly coiffed hair. She has dark, smoky eyes that are dangerous and full of lust. And she almost sparkles with all the jewelry that she wears. The audience who have been watching Pasión de las Pasiones since the pilot episode would know that Ruby Suarez is Hector's old flame. And she holds a terrible grudge against Elena for stealing her man, even though Hector dumped her before. And she just says, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there."
It is quite alright. Are you alright? Are you okay?
"I'm fine. I am sturdy."
You are.
"I saw you talking to Elena and Hector. It seemed very emotional. How do you know them?"
Yes. And then he kind of like little thought bubbles as he flashes. It starts to sizzle back to the same montage from before, and then it
Much shorter.
goes. Yeah. I'm just gonna fast forward through it all, and then he just says, "The past. I know them
We
from
all
the
have-
past."
We all have a past, it seems. Especially her.
And tell me, have we met before?
Perhaps. I used to come here a lot on vacation back when Hector and I were... Well, it's not important anymore.
I see. Well, perhaps we can help each other.
I would like that. And she looks over at the couple and she says, such a beautiful couple. I pray both of them get what they truly deserve. And she raises her glass to you and walks away. Is there any...
Question.
Oh, yes.
Could I have used keys to the castle to this?
Yes, you may.
Oh, wait, hold on. I don't want to
It's
Okay.
only if you roll... Yeah.
I was just rereading it because it says when you reveal that you've been secretly listening to the whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as they were talking, Sophia's just wandering over. She lost Ceviche in the crowd, so she didn't realize she was that close to him. But whenever she catches him speaking, she kind of like pauses and leans back and like is like listening to the conversation.
Okay, and so let's see. Since you are... Let's see. You do work here and you're dressed to blend in, so I would give you a +2 for that,
Okay.
to whatever your role is.
That is a 10.
Ooh. Okay, so you witnessed that entire conversation, and nobody noticed you except one person who saw you.
I don't know who saw me.
I don't
You can pick someone, or was it? Or we can introduce a new NPC if you'd like.
Oh, no. So the 10 plus, you get away without being spotted or asking spiriters what the follow-up.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I misread that.
I was like, wait, hold on, what?
No. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I misread that. I had it backwards in my head.
Okay.
So you get away completely unseen. Nobody saw that.
I think she's like hearing that, and she's like her back's turned to them, so like she glances over her shoulder, like listen occasionally, but like other than that, no one's noticing the wait staff here, like. And so like I think once you said her name was Ruby, walks away, I think Sophia sort of like just comes over, she's like she looks over to Ceviche, just sort of like acting like she's a part of this. She's like, champagne, sir?
Sophia?
Cece.
What?
I'll be damned.
You're here. What are you doing here? He kind of like pulls her in for a hug and then kind of
I think
people
she
are
like
watching.
pulls the tray out like over here and like it wobbles a bit, but she catches it like as he hugs her. She's like, "Well, I decided to move down here like after I came to visit, and because I just decided to stay. So I quit my job, I left my girlfriend, and I just came down to the."
Well, that's fantastic. You took my advice. You found a employment with my family.
Yeah, I did. Thank you so much. Yeah, and she's like looking like she's in her wait staff, so she like preens herself a little bit. She's like, "Yeah, I'm just I'm working right now, and like just doing what I can to doing what I can." Yeah.
Looking at the wait staff for the first time, Ceviche's like whole focus has been on Elena this whole time until now, and I think he for the first time realizes that he's dressed exactly like the wait staff is accidentally.
I mean, you just gotta put your jacket back on. You won't blend in.
I do not own a jacket. It's
I mean,
anyway, don't worry about that. Do you hey, set this down for a moment, and I kind of take the tray from her, set it down, I
okay.
put an arm around you, and just kind of walk you over, walk you around.
I think she's looking around quickly to make sure that no one notices, but she's like, okay, whatever, we're going.
Sophia, I need your help tonight, okay?
All right.
I have to make Elena jealous, right? And you can help me, because you know me, and together we can anytime she's around, we will just make out, okay?
I mean, you already started with my ex-girlfriend, so like,
What? Who?
Estella, the person you just made out with, like a.
Oh! Oh,
Yeah.
shit!
That's how I kind of knew you were here, honestly.
Sorry about that.
I mean, we're broken up. I moved on. I think she moved on too. It's only been a month, so I don't know how she's feeling, honestly.
Okay, well, I can help you with that if you want. Make her jealous. I make Elena jealous. It's a little bit of both.
I mean, I'm working. And I think I'm on thin ice here. I don't know. I know you missed this, but like, and she give him like a little pat on the cheek. She's like,
Okay,
I'll think about it.
think about it. And then he like runs off to go.
Oh, okay, bye.
He's just looking for his next option.
And she's gonna go back to grab her tray and like make sure.
And as you're grabbing the tray, Ceviche is just standing nearby going,
Oh,
clearing the throat very severely.
oh my god. Hola, senor. And she's like grabbing her tray.
Okay.
Taking liberties on the clock, I see.
Oh, I got a guest needs some help and I had to go help them. My apologies.
Very well. And I just turn and leave. Continue greeting guests.
She just like gives them a wave and she's like shit and grabs her tray. And she's like
I think Ceviche, the camera at that follows you as you are scurrying through this wedding, trying to find your next. I don't know.
He's just looking for any and all options to like make this plan work. I don't think he's actually thinking.
A hand grabs you by the arm and pulls you back and says, "What are you doing? You need to be holding a tray of food or champagne if you're gonna be."
Oh.
Home. And it's your mother, Lima, who is dressed just like the other workers, except she has maybe a little bit of a nicer apron, and she looks a little more put together than some of the other employees. And she just grabs you by the face and starts kissing you. Why didn't you tell me you were home? Why didn't you tell me you were
Mama,
home?
hola. I'm sorry, okay? I didn't really plan on this. I just I came. I had to come. I'm glad to see you're here. You got to cater this big event. That's so good for El Pobrecito.
I did. You would know that if you called.
Well,
But that's okay. That's fine. Let's go down to the kitchen. You can say hi to your papa, and you can help me with this, with these, because
Mama.
these employees, especially that one over there, they're just useless. And she just grabs you and starts dragging you off towards the kitchen.
What? Okay.
It's good you dress like that, mijo. See, you can do help. You can dress like everyone else. I appreciate it.
Well,
Your dad's really gonna appreciate it.
It's the only nice clothes that I owned.
It's only nice clothes you own. Don't you make any money being a detective?
Well, I'm supposed to,
What are you
but
spending it on? Are you spending it on women?
no.
Good. Don't be like your tío. She keeps dragging you to the kitchen.
Okay. Oh, Mama, don't be so hard on Sofia. She's a good worker. Okay. I know better than to argue with you.
And I think as she drags you into the kitchen, we are in this room. The kitchen, it's fast-paced, bustling, since there's this wedding going on. It's very hot in there, but it smells delicious, and it's just stark white with stainless steel. And you see your papa over by, let's say, he's helping put the finishing garnishes on top of some hors d'oeuvres that are getting to go out. And there's just like a little army of servers who are just waiting for their trays. He just go. It's almost militant the way they're running this.
I'm like waiting in line, like with them, and then when I get up there, he like hands me a tray, and I just
Like,
hand
this
it
one,
back.
go. And he,
Papa?
well, look who came to show up.
Don't be like that. I know you're busy. I don't mean to get in the way. I just wanted to say hi.
Did you see? Do you see? We got the job, huh?
I know.
We got the job.
I'm very happy for you.
I told you the restaurant was going to succeed. But no,
I
you
know.
decided to run off and become a little detective, a private eye.
I know. You know why, Papa. I had to, and I've been good. I mean, I haven't got a ton of jobs yet, but I'm working on it. And anyway,
Seen Elena?
yes,
She's gorgeous, isn't she?
yes, I know.
You should say something. And then Lima hits him and says, "She's married now, stupid." He says, "What does it matter? They haven't had their honeymoon yet. You should do
See,
something.
I'm
She's
with.
gorgeous."
I agree. I will do something. You're right, Papa. I'll do something right now.
Go do something.
And then I like
Take
grab.
these with you, and he gives you a tray of food. Take these out with you. They're gonna get cold.
Okay. Okay. I take them absentmindedly, just like running with the new vigor.
Is there anything else anybody would like to do in this time, or?
I would like to find a moment to talk to Senor Brindito. I think maybe as I'm walking out of the kitchen,
I just absentmindedly grab one. It's like, ay, gracias.
Senor.
Hi, Cece.
Oh, kind of like hug. Very good. How are you?
I'm so good. It's been such a special day. But you, what are you doing here?
Well, I cannot lie. I'm here to win Elena's heart.
Ay, Cece. On her wedding day, no less.
I have no other choice. It's the last chance.
Mira, I know that you have known Elena for a very long time, but it would be very wrong of me to encourage this foolishness. It is the close of that chapter. It's time to think about what lies ahead for you.
Nothing lies ahead.
Look, what about Estela? She seems nice.
I think she is otherwise occupied. But, look, there are a lot of nice women out there, okay? But there are none that hold my heart in their hand as it burns like the sun.
Okay. Well, listen. What I know that you are very passionate about this. What can I do to help you? All I want is for you to be happy. You know this.
Senor, tell me this. You've been here looking after them this whole time. Is Elena happy? Is she truly happy? Does she feel life? Or is she just going because of Hector's money? Because of this island?
I think that there's always something bubbling beneath the surface for everybody. They might look like they're happy on the outside, but you never know.
Yes.
In my experience, they do seem to have things going very well, but they don't have the same kind of history that you two do.
No.
But would you like me to talk to Elena for you?
You would do that?
Personally, cool. What would you like me to? What kind of seed would you want me to plant in her ear? Kind of
Perhaps.
gossip, maybe. Is there anything that you know about Hector that she should know?
I see where you're going with this. Yes. Yes, there is. And then, like, absolutely lying, Ceviche says, I saw Hector kissing her. And he points to Ruby. Behind the wedding cake.
No.
I did.
Que escándalo.
So, I'm just saying, it is perhaps unkind of him to keep this I was gonna say engagement, but they're already married. Keep this marriage going.
A marriage founded on a lie.
It
I will
will
see
not
what I can do,
hold.
mijito.
Thank you, senor. And thank you
Claro, anything for you.
also for all that you've done for me. And then I boop, 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 boop. As we look at like the detective letter that I opened all those years ago, and it's on Benedicto's behalf that I was even able to apply and pay for detective school. Benedicto has been my benefactor in my life. Boop, 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 boop. Sizzle back. And then I just give him like a firm hand on the shoulder, and then I turn and I walk away with my tray to help my parents, I suppose.
With your hors d'oeuvres. I think it is.
And thank you for helping. Thank you. And you, as you walk off with the tray.
I think as you come back into the lobby where the guests are kind of milling about, just chatting with each other. Some of them have already gone to enjoy the amenities of the island. You can hear a knife or just anything clinking a glass, and the sound in the room dies down, and everyone looks up to the balcony at the top of the stairs where Hector and Elena are standing. And Hector says once again, thank you all so much for enjoying our wonderful island. At this time, my loving wife and I, and he kisses Elena's hand gently, and he says, we are going to go do the exciting duty of filing paperwork. And then we are going to go for a ride across the island to see our kingdom, so to speak. And with that, people applaud them as they go up to fill out some wonderful documents that are so much fun to fill out when you get married. And everyone starts kind of fading out. The hors d'oeuvres at this point have kind of stopped being refreshed, and the champagne is running low. So people are starting to go to their rooms, go to do activities and everything like that. What would your characters like to do?
I think Sophia is cleaning up because she's on the job. She's got to do her thing. So she's like, has like one of those bussing trays and like starts like pushing like plates and knives and empty champagne glasses into it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think at this time, you hear a very sharp clear of the throat behind you, and you turn to see the maitre d' of this hotel, Alma La Casa. And she is a very thin, plain woman with her hair pulled tight back into a ponytail, and her uniform is crisp. Her makeup is subtle. And she wears a very large, ornate flower brooch on her lapel. And that is kind of the only thing that kind of stands out on her outfit, as maybe she actually has money, because that looks expensive.
Yeah.
But she clears her throat to you and says, well, it's nice to see that you actually stayed for the whole event today.
I'm here. I was making sure it was a beautiful wedding.
It was. The De Los Santos have been very kind to our hotel in this time. I've worked for their family for many years, and they have never done us wrong. That being said, I need you to do something for me. I need you to go to the kitchen and deliver some food up to Senora Modesta up in room 224. She needs her afternoon coffee. Can you do that?
Of course, yes, ma'am. Right away.
Good. Go.
And yeah, she'll take what she's bussed and like take it off to the kitchens with her.
And as she watches you go, she turns and she sees Benedicto on the other side of the room. And she tenses for a second before straightening her brooch and walking away. Is there...
Oh, wait. Nope.
Nope.
Do I clock that?
Yes,
Like, to make
you
sure, do I need
clock
to, like,
that.
spot? Okay, cool.
Yes, you can clock that.
Yep.
And she quickly goes and finds something else to do in another room because she sees you and it's almost as if she fears you. And so, Sophia, when you go up to uh, Modesta's room, this is a woman who she's been at this hotel so long she's practically like part of the furniture. Like this old woman has retired at this hotel.
This is
She
her.
bought
She
the
lives here
room.
now. Like,
She lives here now. She
Yeah.
lives in that hotel room. Technically this isn't a place you're supposed to live, but she made it happen. She's very rich.
Yeah.
And she is somebody who is relatively harmless, but she will talk your ear off. And she's somebody who she's a decent woman. And so what would you like to do when you bring up her coffee?
I think I just do a knock like, Senora, I got room service.
And the minute you knock on the door, you hear this little small, tiny little dog. And you would know that that is her Chihuahua, Benito, who is about as old as she is, and yet still just vicious. But she just says, "Oh, come in, mija, come on in."
And she'll slowly open the door and like try to not let Benito out, and at the same time trying to make sure her ankles don't get bit. Like,
He's going for your ankles. He's like just grabbing the fabric and just like tearing at it.
and she's gonna gently just drag him with her.
And she's gonna be like, "Oh, Benito, you leave her alone. He's so ornery. It's okay. He doesn't bite."
As she looks down at her pant leg, and he's holding on.
Little teeth marks in it. And she says, "Oh, you brought me my coffee. So sweet of you."
And since it was a special day today, I decided to get you a little bit of some of the hors d'oeuvres that are left over.
I can know you're so naughty.
Don't tell anybody.
I won't tell. I won't tell. You know me. I can keep a secret. So, how was the wedding?
Oh, it was really delightful. It was really nice. Beautiful. Tons of just flowers and like people, and it seems like everybody showed up. You didn't come down to say hi or anything, or?
I went down, but I didn't see any reason to stay. After all, when you know everyone, you know everyone.
And so if you know everybody, what do you? What stories can you tell me about ceviche?
Ceviche.
I'm just curious.
And at that, sorry, Benito is in the background barking. At that, her eyes kind of just shine a little bit when you say that, and she wags her finger at you and she says, "Ay, chismosa, you know I can't just tell without getting something in return. Tell me, what do you know? What did I miss after the wedding? I was tired and I needed my coffee. I had no time for these people who think they're so important when, well, I can't say."
Well, I know, since it's just between us, that Ruby is still trying to go after Hector.
That's no surprise. That little... She's always been chasing after money. She can't help it, though, with her family being the way it is. But I shouldn't say. Now, you are asking about little Sisi?
Yeah, I mean, like, he seems to still be quite a part of the family.
Yes, he was very close to Elena and Hector growing up. He came to the island a lot with his family when they worked here. He cares deeply for Elena. You think you don't know these things, but an old woman who has had many husbands and lovers knows when somebody looks at another person with passion in his eyes. That poor boy. If only he knew. But That's enough gossip for today. If you could be so kind and take my coffee cup back down, I
Of
appreciate
course.
it. And she like nudges the tray back towards you, and you notice she didn't actually drink the coffee.
Yeah, she's gonna take. She's like, "Oh, are you sure? Did you want to?"
Oh, I got everything I needed. Thank you.
All right. And she nods, and she's like,
Benito will see you out. Bye, mija.
and she looks at Benito, who's just like, "Ugh."
He's just standing there, just quivering in his little sweater.
He's wearing a sweater.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to do in this time? You're free to, if you want to, just walk around the hotel, investigate anything that caught your attention, or talk to somebody.
So Rebecca, the next, sorry, just kind of sum up what Hector was saying about like they're gonna take a boat somewhere.
They're gonna go ride horses.
Oh, ride
They're
horses.
gonna go ride horses along. It's gonna be a very great, fantastic scene that the director designed. That they're gonna ride on the beach, and the sun's gonna be right behind it as it's setting. Gorgeous,
So
beautiful
they're-
horses, very expensive.
The couple's going to do that by themselves right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Okay,
After they
so
file their
After
paperwork.
they fill out some paperwork, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because there's about an hour, maybe 2 hours between the wedding and the reception, just because the ballroom has to be broken down and set up for the reception. So a lot of people are actually going to, a lot of the employees are going to be helping out in the ballroom or down in the kitchen mostly, getting things ready. And the guests are just going to be kind of enjoying the hotel in the many different rooms. There's the lobby, a kitchen, the ballroom, of course. There's a lounge. And then there's also the hotel rooms or any other rooms that you can think of that you would like to visit. This hotel has everything. So if you have a specific room you'd like to go to, we'll make it happen.
I have something I would like to do.
Okay.
So Benedicto would a couple of things. Would like to step away to kind of look over some of his own paperwork, thinking about like making sure that the proper vendors have arrived and done everything that they needed to do for whatever lies next in the schedule and the itinerary for today. And once that is crossed and checked, is again going through all of the itinerary for the day, but then also is obsessively looking over all of the other paperwork for all of the estates and the properties that the family owns. And would like to do two things during this time. One is to look at the seating arrangement for the reception, if there are going to be tables for folks to be sitting at.
Okay.
And also check in with Hector while they're filling out paperwork after doing his own.
Okay. Alrighty. So, is there anything you had questions about when it came to the seating or anything?
Yeah, I want to, I guess if I have access to the guest list, I want to see what is ceviche on the guest list.
I think you look at it and you see that ceviche, while he is not on the guest list, you do see there is listed on the invitation addresses. He is listed on that, but he's at the very bottom of the list, almost as if it was an afterthought, or as if maybe somebody invited him that didn't originally invite everybody else.
Okay. So then I'm gonna make a little detour on my way to Hector, unless this person seems to be, nearby. But after seeing Alma, kind of make eye contact with me and head off, I want to see if Alma is around, to kind of just check in, make sure that things are going well, to make sure that it's going to continue to be a wonderful, lovely, grandiose affair, and see if Alma knows anything about late additions to the guest list and where Hector and Elena would be doing their paperwork.
Okay. So yes, Alma actually knocks on your office door and kind of peeks it open to see it, almost hoping that you're not there. And then when she sees you, she kind of composes herself and walks in. And she says, "Hola, señor. I just wanted to check in and let you know that the employees almost have the ballroom set up. It'll be ready in about 30 minutes. I know that's 10 minutes behind, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just that girl Sophia. I don't know where she is. I sent her up to deliver some coffee, and Modesta must be talking her ear off or something. I don't know. I don't know. Or maybe she's on the beach."
Modesta, all of those are probably true, to be honest. Modesta is very much a talker, as you know. And esta señorita is always freaking leaving a trail of sand wherever she goes. Like, you know where she is because there's a little there's like seashells. She's a freaking little mermaid caminando por este, whatever. Pero mira, I was curious. I'm glad that things are going well. 10 minutes, that's not a problem. We can make it work. Plenty of people are in their glasses already. Everything is going to be fine. Everything's going to be good. What has been going on here? I want to make sure that we have the guests situated where they're supposed to be. The reputation is very good. Hector is family. I want to make sure that the family is, everything is A-okay and 500% for the family. Is there anyone that shouldn't be here that is here?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
The ceviche.
Yeah, you know you can trust me. You can tell me anything. I know that I'm like I run everything here, but I don't want you to look at me as, the person that signs or that is in charge of making sure things run. Think of me as like a friend.
Sí, señor, that's very kind of you. Well, so Ceviche actually was not originally invited to this wedding, which is why I don't have a chair for him, but I'm going to find one. But see, the thing is he did get an invitation. Elena came down late the night before we sent all the invitations out, and she had it, and she told me it was very, very important that it got sent out.
That is so beautiful. They have been friends for so long. I was very worried that something had happened between them to keep them apart.
It was devastating.
Such a momentous occasion like this. I'm very glad that Ceviche was able to make it. This is fantastic. I'm very glad. You've put my soul at ease.
It was so sad when she left and he left. They left a hole in our little family here at the hotel.
I see. Yes.
It's so good that they're back.
Yes. Where is she right now, by the way?
Elena? If I remember correctly, they're in the bridal suite filling out paperwork right now. But we have the horses ready for them when they're ready to go on their beach ride. We have them all set
Excellent.
up.
I love that. Very good. Seems like everything is in order. I want to I'm just going to go over and go visit and see, wish them well, and give my last blessing to Hector and Elenita. So, thank you very much. I appreciate your kind words here.
Sí, señor. Thank
Keep
you.
up the good work.
And she's going to kind of straighten her pin and collect herself and quickly leave the room. But the minute she walks out of the room and it cuts to her in the hallway, she has this look of just suspicion about you before she carries on about her business.
Well, go ahead, Jeez.
I was gonna go over to have a conversation with Hector, but if this is an appropriate time for you to do what you're gonna do, I'm down to switch over to you.
I was gonna say while that's happening, Ceviche is just so he's looking for Elena with newfound purpose, and is there any way that he would know where they are? Like, could he follow it? Is there any way to pick that up, or would I have to talk to somebody, or?
You would probably have to talk to the front desk. It's a fair estimate that they might be in the bridal suite, but that's not a guarantee. So if you want to assume they're in the bridal suite, you can, or you can go to the front desk and ask.
I'll go to the front desk real quick. Excuse me. Where is the bride and groom?
They're up.
Tell
in
me
their-
now!
Hi,
Love is on the
okay,
line!
I'm so sorry. They're up in their room, I think. Golly. And
What number? What number is that?
I and then Alma is gonna appear at this time because of just television teleportation, and she's going to say, "What is going on over here, Sisi?
Huh?
What's wrong?"
Senora, I simply, I look at the tray I'm holding. I have to give these to the bride and groom immediately.
Oh, so sweet of you. Okay, so they're going to be up on the top floor at the bridal suite. It's at the very top of the elevator. But I would knock first before going in.
And then I run away without the tray. just
She just
leave
looks down at the
there.
tray. She's just like, he got so cagey since he grew up.
And then if it's possible, like if I'm running, I don't know, is the elevator booked and I'm just like running up the stairs or something?
Your choice.
Because I don't think you'd wait for the elevator.
Probably not.
But is it possible that I find Sophia on the way down from her meeting with that woman?
Yeah, if you use the employee stairs in the back
Sure,
of the hotel,
yeah, of
you would
course.
actually get up there faster than with the guest stairs.
So if I run into Sophia, maybe on the way down, I'd like to, Sophia! Oh, perfect,
wait.
you're here! I need your help. I need your help. Come with me.
Just keep popping out. Oh.
I like turn you around and take you back upstairs. And as we're running up the stairs, I say, Sophia, I need you to distract Hector, okay? We're going to go up to this room. You are going to distract Hector so I can talk to her later, one-on-one. I know that if I can just get her attention, just talk to her, me and her, then it will be, she'll come around. She'll know. It's just Hector's in the way all the time. I cannot get her alone, so you distract him.
How am I supposed to distract him? Like,
I don't know. It's up to you. You do your thing.
what is that supposed to mean?
You're from Texas. You have things, yes? You know, use your Texas wiles.
Texas Wild.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do my best.
So we're just like running up the stairs. So I don't know who gets there. That's all I want. I mean, I eventually would like
Oh
to
my
get
God,
to the
what
room,
if,
but
what if we all went at the same time and we all met out in front of the doorway? Like Benedicto was like about to knock on the door when Ceviche and Sophia like burst onto like the area.
Who gets to the
Bex,
door
yeah,
first?
let's go with
Bex,
that.
does that work? Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've left my office and I'm walking through the estate, heading over to the bridal suite. Kind of, again, greeting guests, doing my usual thing, just like waving, doing like the kisses on the cheeks and all of that. So I'm picturing this, like I'm taking my sweet ass time getting over there, being very smooth, like greeting everybody.
Not
Meanwhile,
suspicious.
like back and forth, like that smooth transition, chaos, running up the stairs. Sophia, help me with this. La, 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 la. I made up a most fast. Hi, hello, how are you?
Yes.
Flight
Yeah.
of the Bumblebee
Yeah.
is playing.
Yes. Oh my God. It's just this really passionate like guitar strumming, just dun 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 dun. Well, and then it cuts to like just really soft like piano music while you're walking through the carpeted hallway.
Uh,
I literally stopped to smell the roses.
And Ceviche is like running around.
Who gets to the door first?
I think Benedicto was about to knock on the door when we like
Yeah.
bust in.
Okay.
I'm ready to knock on the door just to kind of check in. But I'm not knocking and waiting for an answer. I'm knocking and opening the door. Would it make sense if I'm knocking and opening the door, not knowing that you're coming behind me, and we all tumble into the room together?
Yeah.
We're like,
I love that.
Yeah, because I'm running and then like I turn around and like, Sophia, keep up! Oh! You know. Yeah.
hey, Cece,
Senor.
you okay? What's the matter?
I didn't realize we were expecting guests. And you see, you were all there on the ground, and standing in front of you is Hector wearing like some like breathable, like khaki colored pants, and he's got this flowing white shirt on that's unbuttoned almost all the way down to the pants, and like his hair is just free flowing. They look like they're getting ready to go out, but Elena cannot be seen.
Okay.
Cece, if you wanted to congratulate us again, you could have knocked.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, of course, Uncle. And he offers you a hand to help you up.
Ay, gracias, mijo.
Where's Elena?
She's getting ready for our horse ride. Is there
Well,
something I can help you with?
I turned to
Hector,
Sophie.
I actually wanted to have a private conversation with you, Hector, just to, give you my last blessing and wish you well.
And I think
course.
Sophia's like quickly looking over to Ceviche and be like,
And like Hector just looks at you like, why are you here? But then he doesn't bother asking. He just looks
And-
back to his uncle.
And I clock what he's looking at, and then I look back, and I'm just like,
I'm here to help clean and make sure things are tidy in the bridal area.
Oh, thank you so much for that. If you could actually go help my wife in the bathroom. She was having some trouble finding the face towels.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think she's gonna like look back at Cece and be like, and just like follows out, goes to the bathroom.
While she's doing that, and while Benedicto is like with Hector, I would just kind of like to like stumble, like slyly make my way over towards the desk and look at the paperwork and see if they've signed it yet.
I think you're gonna have to use. Should you use size up on that?
Yeah,
When
sure.
you try to spot something out of place.
Yeah, absolutely. Questions. What are they trying to hide, or perhaps
I think that might be.
are you free of other distractions?
Yeah. So, are you free of other distractions?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
This is what I came up here for. I was trying to catch them before they signed the papers, and so I need to know if they've signed the papers yet.
Okay. Alrighty. And Mo, maybe you can correct me on this. Because he
Yes.
he used a move on the last one. Does he need to fill out a condition, or does he not?
Did he? What do you mean on the
He
last one?
succeeded
Yeah.
on his
Oh.
last roll. He succeeded, so he doesn't have to do a.
No, I think conditions only happen if you fail a roll.
Okay, I just
Yeah,
wanted to be sure. I
yeah.
just looked at it and I was like, were we supposed to be filling those out too? Okay,
Uh,
awesome.
Yeah, when you're told to mark a condition by move or a GM, you may choose which one you would like unless explicitly told to mark one.
Okay, we're good. Okay, moving on. So you're trying to sneak a peep at the paperwork.
Yeah. So it's +1. Okay. That is a 6.
A 6.
Yep.
Okay.
So
So
that is not a
moderate
hit.
success.
That's a failure, actually.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
6 or under is a failure.
Yeah, 6 or under is a failure. So you're going and you're trying to look at the paperwork, and just this big, muscular, heavy arm just grabs you around the shoulders and veers you right back to the door. And Hector says, "Thank you so much for coming up here to check on us, Cece. We really appreciate it. But I think it's time. But I think this is the time for me and my wife to deal with family matters." And he pushes you out of the room and shuts the door.
If I may, it doesn't say to take a condition on a failure for that one, but I think I'm definitely feeling cornered at this point. Like, there's nothing I can do. I am out of luck. I'm out of hope here. So I'm going to go ahead and mark cornered for myself, if that works.
Absolutely, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. I welcome it.
Which will drive me to act more desperately now.
Ha ha ha.
I was
I
not
love
acting
it.
desperately before, you guys.
Yeah, as if you were subtle before. I'd hate to see you when you're really stressed.
and so as Sophia, does Sophia go towards the bathroom to help Elena?
Yeah,
Great.
like she gave
So then-
Ceviche a look as she's like walking out, and she's like, "I gotta keep the cover," and just keeps going.
Yeah.
Don't blow your cover.
And so I'm gonna go over to Hector and kind of motion over if there is like a bench or maybe like the foot of the bed or something to kind of just like let's sit and have a little chat.
Yeah, there's a let's say there's a small sitting room area in this. Since it's the bridal suite, it's very big. So there's almost this little living room area that's in like a lowered
Perfect.
section of the room where
Yeah.
there's some armchairs.
And there's like, it's reasonably discreet from the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. So I will invite Hector to sit down. But why don't we, let's have, where is, she could have at least brought some wine or champagne. Whatever.
Allow me, Theo. And Hector goes and he pours you both a glass of, what would you like?
Wine or
Wine?
champagne?
Okay.
Wine.
Okay, he pours you both a glass of a deep red wine that is very
Excellent.
aromatic.
And so I just wanted to check in with you, make sure everything was okay. How's the paperwork going?
Oh, it's fine, Theo. We've already got it signed. It's over there on the desk. Yes, after the honeymoon, I will begin my journey as a man running this company. I look forward to you teaching me how to do it properly. After all, you've run the business for a long time. We've been very successful.
Absolutely. You know, who better to show you the ropes than someone like me? Want to make sure that we keep it in the family and that we don't lose everything that we've worked so hard to maintain. Remind me, where is the honeymoon?
We'll be going to Paris and then Spain. And then wherever we want.
Sounds magnificent and marvelous. And like, you are going to have a magnificent time. I don't think, based on your past and your history, I don't think I need to have the kinds of the birds and the bees conversation with you.
Oh, no. Theo,
Of
please.
course.
Theo, please. I am well experienced with pleasuring women. Although, being a father will be a new experience. After all, you mostly raised me. Papa was so busy with the island.
I did the best that I could. And speaking of, he kind of gawks a bit at the father comment, and it's like, stay on task in his head. No, he's gonna go for it. He's like, why don't we? I want to look around to see, is there any wine or champagne in the suite?
Yes, there is a...
Is there more than one glass of it out that has been consumed?
Yes.
Okay.
There's 2 glasses that have been that have some champagne in them that were brought up when they were signing the paperwork, and one of them does have a lipstick mark on it.
Okay. So going, all that is like a split second. It's taking a lot longer for me to make sense of what's going on.
Oh no!
But in the show, I then kind of revert back. It's like, oh, but yes, you do have plenty of experience with knowing how to please it. And I slap him across the face.
Ew!
It's like, what is wrong with you? What were you thinking with La Ruby? Otra vez? It has been so long. You have moved on from that. What is going on? And you need to tell me everything now.
He's looking at you very confused and just like holding his cheek, his hair like slightly disheveled in a sexy way. And he's just like, Ruby, I have not been with Ruby in almost 2 years. I haven't been with her since I met Elena. There is no one else but Elena. Theo, please believe me. I would never betray Elena.
Me. There have been whispers around this estate that you and Ruby were, I want to say, kissing under the bleachers, but I don't remember what Ceviche said.
It was making out behind the wedding
Kissing
cake.
behind the wedding cake.
Theo, I promise you, I would never do anything to break Elena's heart. She is my world to me. She has made me the man that I am. Who has been telling you these lies? I thought you were more clever than this to give in to the idle gossip of workers.
And I will take a breath and then raise my hand again and then just pat him on the cheek.
He kind of winces at first, like he's expecting another hit.
And then be like, well, and I will adjust my my coat and be like, well, good job, mijito. You passed the test. Seems like you are ready for this marriage after all.
Ah, Theo, you're always looking out for me, always keeping me safe. All I want is for Elena to be happy.
But claro, of course, that is the proper way to start. Enter into any marriage. It's, it has been a while, but hopefully you will have more luck than some others of us in the family. Your father would be very proud of what this family is up to. Did you need a witness for any of the paperwork? Do you need me to look over anything for you? I'm just gonna get up and walk over to the paperwork.
No, Theo. My mother signed for mine, and Elena had someone signed for her. I don't remember who. They were in a uniform. But I do worry about Elena. Yes. She's the one with the tight ponytail, the pretty pin.
Signed for Elena.
As a witness.
And out of character,
as you know,
is the
Elena,
other person Valeria?
Alma.
That one, but
yeah.
I can't remember if Valeria.
I know.
Whose parent was Valeria?
Valeria is Hector's mother.
Okay.
Alma is the maitre d' of the hotel.
Okay.
And as everyone who has watched this show knows, Elena is an orphan.
Oh, do the characters know?
Yes, especially you.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you don't need anyone else to do anything else here. So,
Theo, I do worry though. You mentioning my father and everything. My mother, she can be strict. I worry that she will make things difficult for Elena in life. Can I count on you to help her?
Help your brother make things strict for Elena?
No, help. Can you help me? Can you help keep Elena safe from my mother?
It would be my pleasure. I
Thank
know that
you.
she can be difficult to handle. It would be even better and, easier if there's anything that I should know.
Not that I know of, but I see how she's looked at Elena. Ever since she first met her, she thinks she's below us. She doesn't trust her. She thinks everyone has a scheme.
Yes. Well. Takes one to know one, doesn't it?
I suppose. I mean,
I
I'm
will
sure
keep
a
an
lot
eye
of
out.
it's out of love.
I will keep an eye out, make sure that the family gets the respect that it deserves, and Elena is now part of the family. So you have my word. I will keep a lookout and keep Elena safe.
Gracias, Tío. And he scoops you up in a big hug, maybe like crinkling your suit jacket just a little bit because it's full of love, and he's so grateful. And he says, if you'll excuse me, me and my bride are due for our ride along the beach before the reception.
Yes. Oh my goodness, of course. I'm making sure that everything seems to be okay with the seating. So I just want to make sure everything goes well for you. Everything's going to be good. Everything's going to be great. I hate to admit it, but it seems like you might actually be a changed man. So I'm very proud of you. And I'll grab him by the face and give him a little kiss on the forehead and give him my blessing and leave.
So moving on to Sophia in the bathroom. So you walk in and you see Elena, and her hair is now down. It's no longer up in the bun that it was in when she was married, and there's just these cascades of just soft brown curls, and she's wearing a soft linen sundress that will look gorgeous when she's riding on the horse. And you see her in the bathroom, and she's just sitting on the toilet with the seat is down, but she's sitting on the toilet, and she's kind of tearing at tissue paper, looking very anxious.
I think when Sophia first walks in, she thought she was walking on her using the bathroom. She's like, "Oh, I'm listening to," and like turns
And,
around,
and she's like, "Oh, no!" And she like jumps up, and she kind of like just brushes all the toilet paper off of her dress onto the floor, and which is now littered in torn toilet paper. And she says, "No, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm just a little." So many emotions on your wedding day,
I mean, I understand, and she's gonna like start like shuts the door behind her just so like they can have a little conversation. She's like, "Everything okay? Like, what's going on?" And I think she's like, while she's doing that, she's gonna pick up the paper towel pieces and like toss them in the bin.
And as you're doing this, she kind of looks in the mirror and is kind of tidying up her makeup, getting herself, pulled together a little bit. And she says, "Oh, just those post-wedding jitters, There's so much that's going to change in my life. I started off here, well, like you, just serving all these rich people, and well, now I'm one of them." But the responsibilities of that, and the world, everyone here has secrets. It's so dangerous. I just worry I can't keep up.
Yeah, and I think while she's talking, Sophia's just gonna nod and just watch her, and trying to see if she can place something in regards to like what's really bothering her. So there's a move called Spot Something Out of Place.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking maybe to use it.
Yes. So, let's see. Let me pull that up. Unless you want to read it, if you have it.
Yeah. So when you try to spot something out of place in a social interaction or someone's personal space, roll with questions. Have you been intimate with this person recently? No. Are you free of other distractions? I'm gonna say yes. She's on a hit, ask 2 questions. On a 7 to 9, they ask you 1 question too.
Okay. Awesome.
I will roll with a +1.
Yes, please.
That's a 6.
Oh no.
Miss.
So, when, let's see. Does it say what happens if it's a miss?
No, it doesn't.
No, it just is. So she's, trying to, so she's like tidying herself up and everything, and she sees you just kind of staring at her, and she notices you in the mirror, and her face that was very anxious and very, just nervous, sort of turns cold to you, and she says, "Is there something I can help you with?"
And I think Sophia just sort of like she's spaced, honestly. Maybe she's like trying so when you try to focus on things so hard you just space out. I think that's what happened, honestly. And I think she's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. No, I was just thinking about like how like there's so much that's going on here, and like everybody talks.
I noticed you talking to Cici earlier, Ceviche.
Oh yeah,
At the reception. You seem very close.
I mean, we've been friends for a while. He helped us out on a case that I witnessed a few years ago, and we've known each other since.
Exciting. He seems like a very passionate man now.
Yeah, I mean,
I just hope you can handle it. And she opens the door and walks away.
Yeah, I think Sophia opens her mouth like we like about to protest, and she walks out. She's like, ah.
Cece, while you're outside in the hallway, what are you doing in your cornered passion of I don't know?
Yeah, so I think Cece is trying to find a way still to like get to Elena. Since he didn't see the paperwork, in his mind there's still a chance. Like he doesn't know that they signed it. So okay, he grew up at this hotel a lot too. Like maybe not as much as Hector and Elena, but a lot. And would he know? I think maybe he is trying to find like another entrance. If this is like a big bridal suite, are there like multiple doors to get in, or like, and if not, then I think he is. I think he is rushing. Okay, well, answer that for me first. Is
Okay.
there?
So there is only one entrance into this bedroom.
Okay.
Un unless you went, if you decided to shimmy out the windows and around to the balcony. However, that is extremely dangerous, and it is about a, let's say, a 50-foot drop off
So,
the cliff into the ocean if you miss.
I will say, Ceviche is cornered, and he's going to act desperate, act with desperation, and so he is going to do that. He is going to shimmy around and try to crawl in through like a window on the outside, essentially, to try and
Okay.
grab Elena in private. So this is act of desperation.
Yeah.
Tell the
Very much so.
yeah. So say what you want, what situation you want to avoid, and then roll with the questions. Are you doing this for love? Are you doing this for vengeance? So the situation I want to avoid is falling to my death.
Yes.
And
Accepted.
I am doing this for love. So there's that. And then since I'm cornered, I do get an extra +1 to act desperately.
Okay.
So this is a +2.
Uh-huh. No whammies.
Oh, I got a 12 on the dice.
Dang,
Double
son,
sixes.
absolute success.
So 14.
You open the windows and like the wind is like buffeting your hair and like your tie is like flapping in the wind. Just yes, and and you look down and the camera kind of zooms in and then zooms out dramatically on the ocean below you, the hard rocks that should you fall, you will most certainly die a terrible death upon these rocks. And then you look over to the side and you see on the wall between the hallway window and the balcony that leads to the bridal suite, a wall of vines that have like roses like growing on the side of them. And it's sturdy enough that you can use that to climb your way across to the window.
If do I see Elena inside? Like, is Hector still having his talk with Benedicto?
You know, I think you would catch the very tail end of Hector and Benedicto's conversation before Benedicto leaves, and Sophia comes out of the there's so many people. Elena comes out of the bathroom.
So can I catch Elena before Hector sees her?
If you want to try and get her attention through the window, you can do
yeah,
so.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Elena. Elena.
And Elena comes out of the bathroom after giving that sharp barb to Sophia, and you know, I would actually, Benedicto, if do you think you hear Cece just tapping on the window? Do you think you hear it?
If I am just about to leave the maybe as I'm putting my hands on his face and I'm giving him the kiss on the forehead, I open my eyes and I see someone skirting across the balcony behind them. So yes.
Would you like to do anything, or are you just clocking it?
What is that?
That is the joy of this game. You guys can sabotage each other if you want.
Yeah.
As I turned to leave, I was like, oh my goodness, what kind of a new uncle-in-law would I be if I didn't also give my blessing to the new family member? You said she was in the bathroom?
See, and I think at that, Elena, you know, she opens the door and she comes striding out, looking a little head high, very proud.
Ay, Elenita, mi amorcita. And I will go over and give her a hug, and just embrace her and like lock eyes with Ceviche and be like.
And she's giving you back just a loving hug, and she says, "Oh, this is the most perfect day I could have possibly asked for. We're about to go ride on the beach with the horses.
I see. Hector told me all about it. Everything, just so you know, everything with the wedding is going perfectly. Want to make sure that everything goes well for you. So let's get you over to those horses so you can enjoy the beautiful sunset before the reception.
Everything is perfect. And she's going to start making her way to Hector and the door. Cece, do you try to get their attention?
I think, boy,
You're on a balcony, my man.
yeah, that's the thing is, I think I would only get,
The door's
I would
not locked.
only want to get Elena's attention, but if I think it's gonna get Hector's attention too, then I'll wait for my another opportunity.
Okay.
Because he's already kicked me out once, and I think if he does it again, then it's gonna worse my chances. So I won't do anything if I think Hector's gonna see me.
Okay. So I think with that, Benedicto, with you ushering them out of the room, the two lovers are going to start making their way out of the hotel and to the horses.
Yeah, I will
Sophia,
I will kind of like lead them, like kind of gesture, like please, after you, make your way.
I think Sophia's coming out of the bathroom, like, picking up, like, the dirty towels. And, like,
I'll bang out the window for Sophia.
And I think she's just going to push it open because it's unlocked.
Sophia! Don't push it!
I thought you were on the balcony. I thought it was the balcony. Wait, shit. It goes-
So
I thought
I'm
it
still
was a
in the
balcony.
suite. Do I hear the like?
Yeah, you hear the nonsense going on behind the door.
Eventually I get in.
You know it was unlocked, right?
I know, but I couldn't get in. They were gonna see me. Where's Elena? Did they sign the papers?
I don't know.
I want to rush to the desk and see if they signed the papers. Now that there's no distractions, can I just see?
Yeah, I'll let you see it.
That's what I was trying to do earlier. I didn't realize spot something at a place was like one of the moves that I could have made. That's what I wanted to do. Could I
Yeah,
do
you
it
can go
at
ahead
the
and roll
same
for that as well.
time?
Yeah, both of you go ahead and roll for it.
'Cause
Okay.
I've already clocked ceviche.
Yeah.
That is a 7 for me.
Okay.
Assuming that the free of other distractions applies.
Yeah.
to this
The room is
part.
empty. Elena's
Okay.
gone. Your head is a little more clear.
Yeah.
A little.
A little.
Ooh. I
Ooh.
think you probably get there before I do, because I only got a 6. Because I have not been intimate with the stack of papers, and even if I am free of other distractions, it's still a 6.
Okay.
So, I guess the question that I would like to ask is, sorry, 1 second, looking at
No,
my
go
options.
For it. You're good.
So it's one of my size up questions. I'm gonna say, what are they trying to hide? Like, is there anything fishy about this paperwork?
Okay. So when you look at the paperwork, you see Hector's signature, which is bold and very confident. You see Elena's handwriting, which is very soft and elegant and simple. You see Alma's handwriting, which is also very simple, non-assuming. Valeria's hand signature, though, shows hesitation when you look at it. As a detective, you're trained to see this, and you see that
Detective
her
school.
signature shows hesitation in signing it.
Good.
Okay. I'm gonna clock that in my detective brain, and I'm gonna go.
Dramatic zoom in. The wind blowing your shirt open a little.
And then it cuts, and then we cut to commercial.
Yeah. Are you guys doing good? Are we doing good? Do we need any breaks?
I'm good.
I feel good.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna keep on rolling then.
Ceviche,
Ease on down.
what
the road.
are you doing?
Benedicto, why didn't you let me in? Why didn't you tell her I was there? Whose side are you
think
on?
I have this under control. You asked me for help. I said that I would get this done for you.
All I need is a moment alone with Elena. Sophia's still here.
Yeah, I think she's just busy like picking up like towels and like making the bed and like.
Um. I would like to. Uh. Maybe not yet. Okay. All I need is a moment alone with Elena. I need an opportunity just to tell her how I feel.
And you were going to do that in front of her husband.
No, that wasn't the plan. I needed you, or I needed Sophia to distract him, and there was a
Sophia?
perfect opportunity.
And
Sophia.
I look over and I see her.
she's like mid pickup of like, you know, a towel. She's like. Oh, no.
A trail of seashells.
Yeah.
She is not Pigpen. She's not the Mexican version of Pigpen.
No, I look over and be like, I don't say anything, or I just acknowledge and focus back on Ceviche. Ceviche, mírame. And I will grab your hand, your face in between my hands. And say, love makes us do wild and unthinkable things. But I need you to focus and think. What do you want to accomplish? Do not be blinded by your love.
Love is all I
If you want
have.
this to work, if you want this to work, you have to think with your mind and not only with your heart. Give me time. We still have the reception. There'll be plenty of distractions during the reception.
I'm trying to think if there's like a roll I can make to see if I like decide to go with this plan or something. Do you want to try to manipulate me or something?
Well,
I guess
manipulate
a superior.
right?
I'm not a superior.
It's-
Maybe could I process my feelings out loud?
yes.
And then
Oh,
let
yes.
maybe because okay, so let me just read this out loud. When you process your feelings out loud, ask each member of the audience, which technically speaking is you three, but since we have an actual
We
audience,
have a literal audience, so
True,
you know
true.
what? Yeah, we're gonna do it, guys. You people who are watching on Twitch, you're gonna be the judge on this.
so ask them if they are rooting for you, and if they are, then they give you that it gives me a +1 up with a maximum of 3, and
root for you.
then I'll roll that, and then that allows me to use it on the following information. The audience reveals a crucial event going on outside of you. What? The audience tells you how you might find love with a partner of their choosing. So there, I guess we'll just say. Okay, let's just kind of let's homebrew this real quick. If I succeed, then I'll let the audience decide.
You
Yeah.
actually have you do have
You
a plus
have-
2 right now.
So far, you have 2 people who are hashtag Team Ceviche.
Okay, good. So
Is there anybody else?
here, I'll roll. Okay, if I fail, then I'll go with I'll just trust Benedicto to get it done, and if I succeed, then I will do whatever the audience wants me to do. I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go here.
Okay.
I love that.
I love this.
Okay, this is a +2. Here we go. Thanks, audience. That is 9 + 2, 11.
Yes.
So
The-
I guess I'll just leave it to the audience. Should I listen to Benedicto or should I? This is like a
What do you think, kids?
Telenovela.
Should Cece listen to what Benedicto
So
says?
like while
Well,
we're getting
there's-
this information from the audience, why don't you like tell us how are you processing your
ex-
feelings out loud?
Yeah, explain your feelings to the
yeah.
audience.
So we actually just like everything slows down and the music like do 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 do. You know, it's like and it's like in the mind because Benedicto says, and there's like a little echo. Think with your mind, not with your heart, and it's just kind of going over and like echoing inside Ceviche's mind palace, and and Ceviche says, mostly just it to himself in his own head, I love Elena. She's always been there for me, and I've always been there for her. But is this wrong? Am I the villain, getting in the way of her and her love? Should I should I let the dominoes fall where they may, or should I push forward, doing more and more stupid acts in the name of love? And then what's the chat say?
Let's see. Everybody is saying we are suspicious of Hector. Don't waste any time. Follow that horse.
Stupid acts, name of love.
Stupid acts. We go.
Okay.
Chaos rules.
All right. Then go ahead.
Also, I'm just noticing in the process of feelings out loud, on a 10 plus, you can set the scene where you follow this information immediately based on either the the audience reveals a crucial event out of you, the audience tells you how you might find love with a partner of their choosing, or the audience tells you how to get blank to blank. So you can choose how that happens since you got an 11.
Well, it sounds like they want you to follow the horse.
So, so then we'll just
right now.
Can we just sizzle to a moment where I just end this scene here, and we cut to commercial, and then when we're back from commercial, Ceviche's like in the bar, like in the stable house already by the time that they get down there somehow.
Okay.
Because he's gonna go do something with the horses before they get there.
Okay, so you passionately, you run breathlessly into this barn, and you see the two stalls where there are two horses missing, and you can hear off in the distance a horse whinnying as they've already begun their ride across the beach. And in the barn, you see that there are a few horses. I want you to pick a number between 1 and 3.
3.
Okay, so you you look around the stable, and the only pen that doesn't have a padlock on it has a horse inside, and that horse has been through better days. He's a little old, but he is ready, and he actually already has a saddle on him. He's already ready to be ridden.
Okay, good.
You ride after them?
I do. I swing the door open. It's just like it's a quick montage. Swing the door up. I say, "Hello, thunder," and then we just poof, the doors burst open.
And as you're writing, the music is swelling into this passionate, like almost duel of guitars. And you're running on the beach. We cut from this elegant cut of Hector and Elena riding on the beach to you passionately riding behind them, trying to catch up. How do you get Elena's attention?
Yeah, Ceviche clearly did not think this through fully. He was going purely off of blind impulse and what the audience said. So he calls out. You know what he does? He actually is going to make a grand gesture, and he starts loudly singing the song that him and Elena used to listen to as children, and used to like dance to in the square in town.
Oh my god! And that's what the dueling guitars were playing.
Yes.
And so now you're just singing with it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm singing like it's. I'm singing. Pasión de las pasiones.
Yes!
Pasión de las pasiones.
Oh,
Pasión. It's just over and over.
Oh
as I'm
God.
like writing after.
I love it. Yes. Yes. And as you sing this, the wind just carries it to her ears. She's able to hear it, but Hector is just ahead of her, and he doesn't seem to hear this song. And she looks back over her shoulder and sees you racing across on this really old horse across the beach, looking very majestic, singing the song from their childhood. And she starts to slow down her horse, and she says, "What are you doing here?"
Elena, I can't. I know that you are married. I know that I am too late. I came all this way. I love you. I need you. I can't let you go with him without telling you how I feel. All those years ago, I wanted to tell you the truth, but I was too cowardly. And now I know that you could have this happy life with him, this rich, majestic life on an island with horses, but perhaps if you came with me, we could be together, even if it means eating ramen and, watching telenovelas.
Oh, Sisi. If only you had told me sooner, but Hector loves me, and it would break his heart. It would kill him if I just left him.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, express your love passionately move. Do you want to use that?
hell yeah.
Thank you for that, Sophia.
I
Um,
saw y'all getting into it. And I was like, wait, there's a move for this.
Yeah,
you can do
I
something
know.
about this.
It's good.
I appreciate you so much.
So, question that could help me here. Am I dressed to impress? Yes, but I'm also, is this absurd and elaborate?
Yes, a little. You're on a really old horse and you're wearing your suit.
Do the questions stack? If I have like 2, do I get +2, or is it just 1?
You have to ask both, and
Yeah, you have to ask both.
because those are your only stats that you get in the game. So add 2 rolls.
Okay, so cool. And because I have a specific question on my sheet, so that's like a
Oh,
third.
do you have something else that adds to express your love passionately?
Yes.
The grand gesture.
Oh yeah.
Which, yes, this is absurdly
grandest of
elaborate.
gestures.
Yeah.
You're on a beach racing after this woman you love. It's very passionate. I love it.
So that's +2. Yeah? Okay.
Yes. Well, do
Or
they believe
they-
that you're single?
That's a good question. Do they believe that I'm single?
Because you've been kissing people all night
That's true.
and making quite a ruckus with the women.
So maybe not. So then it's just +2, not +3.
I mean,
Yeah.
that does seem like maybe someone that single would do.
It's true. I could go either way. +2, +3. What do we want?
I'm gonna do +2. I'm sorry, but you've been kissing
All right.
a lot of women tonight.
All right.
That eventually has to bite
Come
you.
on. Ooh. No. It's a 10.
So on a 10 or more, they okay. So you say that to her, and tears start to well in her eyes, and she says, "Ceviche, I've loved you since the day I met you, ever since you were that little boy playing soccer in the streets. But so much has happened. I'm married now. How could we possibly fix this?
I don't
Hector
know.
would never let me leave. He loves me too much."
But who do you love, Elena? Who do you want to be with? You have a choice.
And the camera zooms in slowly as she thinks about this. And suddenly you both hear a very loud whinny of a horse that sounds almost scared, and the loud thump of a body hitting the sand just around the bend.
I look.
Okay, go look!
We turn. I turn.
Oh my god!
I look. Who is it? What is it?
So as you guys turn the bend where like maybe there was a small little peninsula that goes around, you guys basically did a full round around the beach while you were chasing them before you caught up to her. And now they are outside almost the very front of this hotel. And there in the sand, you see Hector's body lying motionless in the sand. And there are people coming out of the hotel to see what the commotion is.
Yeah, like I'm like in the sand, like with my hands on his body. I'm like, Hector, no.
So a loud commotion can be heard. And I think at this time we like cut to commercial.
Yeah.
And when we cut back, we are inside the hotel lobby. There is chaos everywhere. People are running. People are trying to make phone calls. And like this cacophony of voices grows louder and louder, and this swarm of people are surrounding Elena and Hector, who is being brought in by 2 bellhops who are carrying him between them, and they lay him gently on a couch, but he is still not moving, and everyone is just panicking, and Elena, she is weeping and she is begging for someone to please help, and as the bellhops deposit Hector on the couch, Valeria comes pushing through the crowd, and she freezes, and the camera zooms in on her very quickly, and as she gasps, and she says, "Ay, no, what happened to my hijo?" And she falls next to her son, and she like is just covering him in kisses and trying to see what happened. What do you do?
I think Sophie's there, and she's like, "Don't we have a doctor here, like on the island? Like, shouldn't we like be find him or something?" Like, and she's like looking around trying to figure out like who to really ask.
Alma says, "You're right. Someone call the doctor. He's on the other. He lives on the other side of the island in his own private quarters. He has like a little hospice there, but he does make house calls to the hotel. So someone call the doctor." And so it's like the people at the front desk are ringing, trying to reach this doctor. What does anybody else do?
And I think in the meantime, I think Sophie's like, I had to get first aid certified to work here. Do you? I could help.
Valeria turns to you and she says, "Please help my son. Is he dead?"
Sophia's gonna like slowly like work her way into the through the crowd.
All eyes are on you.
Oh no! And I think she's like looking around with her big doe eyes and just like, "Oh, I'm not sure. Let's. I hope not." And she's gonna start like checking him and like check to see he's breathing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, go ahead.
So you go to check his pulse, and you do feel a pulse, but he is not moving, and he won't wake up, no matter how much Valeria shakes him, trying to get him to awaken.
I don't think shaking's helping right now. He is alive. I feel a pulse.
He's alive.
And then she looks back poisonously at Elena, and she says, "What did you do?"
Elena did nothing. She was not even near him at the time. I can vouch for her. I was with her.
You were with her?
I mean,
You were with her?
I mean, we were. I was. That does not matter. What I'm saying is that he's not. He's alive. We should be able to get him awake, right?
Valeria stands up, and she marches across the lobby to Elena, and she slaps her across the face and says, "Assassina, this is your doing. You are only marrying my son to steal our family's money, you pauper." And Elena, she has tears just pouring from her face as she holds on to, her cheek that was just hit really hard by Valeria. And she just says, "Senora, it was an accident. His horse threw him. I was talking with Ceviche, and I don't know what happened. When I caught up to him, he was lying unconscious." And there are just murmurs now in the audience the lobby, as people are now looking at Elena and Ceviche, and they're looking at you both like, this is sus.
I would like to walk up to Elena and Valeria as well, looking very preoccupied, looking very upset, and just kind of glare at Elena, glare at Valeria, and I'm expecting a glare back from Valeria, and then I will turn my attention back to Elena and be like, "I expected more from you." And I will look over at Valeria and be like, "We may not have seen eye to eye on many things, but I think we can both agree something is afoot here."
Finally, we agree on something. And she points a finger to Elena and says, "Someone look this brujeria up. She is a
Guards!
killer." Or security.
No, no,
Yes.
You cannot do this. This is not justice.
And two security guards, very burly men, come and they escort her. They begin escorting her up the stairs. And she's looking over her shoulder, and she's saying, "Ceviche, it wasn't me."
I know.
And
I'm kind of like like grabbing her hand and everything. I say,
the security guards push you away.
"Elena, do not worry. I went to detective school. I will figure out who did this, and I will free you."
And so, with that, a couple of other security guards, much more hardy men than the bellhops that brought in Hector, pick him up. They put him on a stretcher, and they start carrying him up to the bridal suite, where the doctor, who has now arrived, is walking up with them, doing examinations on him. What would you like to do?
Looking around. So Ceviche, full detective mode now, has to figure out who did this, so he can free Elena, because she said that she loves him. This is the way that they can be together now. Can I look around a bit just to see, is Ruby in the room?
Ruby is not in the room.
Okay. And is Estella in the room?
Estella is in the room.
Okay. And then finally, is Alma in the room?
Alma is in the room. She is at the. She is actually walking up with the doctor and Valeria, with Hector taking him to the room. She's just there to be there if Valeria needs anything from her from the hotel.
Okay. I'm gonna rush over to Sophia, if I can find Sophia.
I think Sophia's kind of just there. No one's told her like what else to do, so she's kind of like just standing off to the corner, being like,
Sophia!
okay."
Sophia! You have to help me. Please. I know I've relied on you time and time again, and you've, well, you sort of come through at times, but not always. But it does not matter now. Now, more than ever. I need you to help me free Elena's name. I promise you, she did not do this.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't do it, but like, yeah, I can try to help. Like, what
Listen to me.
can I do?
Have you seen Ruby? Because I
No.
was talking to her earlier tonight, and she was pretty upset that Hector was marrying Elena, similar to how I was, but I know I didn't kill him. I mean, hurt him, tried to kill him. We don't know what happened, really, but it could have just been a horse, honestly. The horse could have bucked him.
Well,
I don't...
like, wasn't it like in the sands? Like, should we go check to where the horse, like...
The scene of the crime. Are you sure you didn't go to detective school?
I mean, I watch a lot of SVU, so like...
SVU. Yes.
And
this
I
is
listen to
good.
murder podcasts, so like...
Let's go check the scene of the crime.
You want
Maybe
me to come with... Okay, I'm coming with you.
I'm like dragging you along. It's like very obvious in the room that Ceviche and Sophia are like making a big exit.
He's grabbing her hand and dragging her out.
And like one of the bellhops is like, "Hey, you shouldn't go." Oh well, like.
I want to say that that Benito clocks that too, that departure.
You weren't here, but I did confirm with Ceviche. Ruby is not in the room, but Estella is. And
Yeah,
Alma
I
is
was
at
able
the.
to hear.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you had your headphones on.
Always listening.
Always listening.
Always
Who knows
listening, Mike
all?
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski.
Always listening.
Always.
I am La Doña.
That is true. Play true to character. Okay, so, Benedicto, is there anything you would like to do in this time in the lobby while this chaos is still going on?
If Sophia has left, not immediately, but I would like to maybe, if Alma is around, being the maitre d' and kind of like in charge of stuff, I would like to reach out to Alma. You know what? Even if Alma's in the same room, I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to call Alma. Just maybe she's like lost in the shuffle.
She is walking up she is upstairs with Valeria and the doctor with Hector in the bridal suite.
Yeah, that's
Perfect.
something you probably missed too, is that she went up with them.
Boop, 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 boop. And I like to call Alma and say, there's way too much going on here. This is unacceptable. We need to make sure that everything still goes according to plan, that the guests are having a magnificent, wonderful time. You have been one of my prized employees here. I need you to make sure that things go well. The most important thing. Go ahead. The most important thing. I need you, when you have eyes on this sandy seashell girl, let me know. there seems to be something afoot here with her and Ceviche that I don't know about, and I don't like to not know about things.
Yes, senor. Uh,
And
just to keep
I
you
need to
updated.
talk to her.
Just to keep you updated. The doctor says that Hector is unconscious, but for the most part, he's okay. He might have hit his head or something, but he's now in a coma, basically. And
Oh,
we have to get him to the main shore, but the next boat won't arrive until tomorrow morning.
and when she turns the conversation over to Hector, he's like, "Oh yes, that's right. Oh, that is. Oh, thank you. Oh, ay, Señor Jesucristo." And says a prayer out loud for Hector and says, "Oh, yes. Oh, that is such good news. At least he is not dead. We can make sure that he is taken well care of. Don't forget what I said about the sandy one. Yes."
Si, senor. Would you like me to place security around Hector's room?
That won't be necessary. It seems like they're in good hands with the doctor.
Si, senor. And she's going to hang up the phone now. And she is going to look guiltily at the door where that is being shut, where Hector lays helpless in his bed in the bridal suite, unconscious.
And as the next shot, I picture as not Sarah, Jesus Christ, a totally different campaign. Benedicto opening the app of contacts on his phone and scrolling through to the R section of his contacts.
R
Okay.
section?
R. Okay. So, Ceviche and Sofia, you are on your way out to the scene of the crime.
I think Ceviche's still holding onto Sophia's hand, like,
Just dragging her through the sand at this point.
Yeah.
and I think she's like, you can let go of my hand now, right?
Sorry, I apologize. This is all happening so fast, and
And hey,
I'm a little scared, if I'm being honest.
Cece, look at me. It's gonna be okay. Just breathe, bud.
Sophia, you saw me at my lowest,
I have, yeah.
and you helped see me through it, and I can never thank you for that. But,
Like, there's this moment where she's got like this big doe eyes, just sort of like just looking up at him, like just like for a moment, just be like, "Oh, is that the spark that was there before? What?" Continue. Sorry.
yeah, he's like holding her hands as he talks to her. When we get through this, I promise you, I will help sort out everything with you too. Now that I know you're on the island and now that I'm back here, maybe once Elena and I are together and happy, we can
Yeah.
find a better job for you. Because honestly, you seem kind of shit at this one, but that's not your fault. It's just that it's the economy. Anyway, we're here at the crime scene.
Yeah. You and Elena. That's right. And crime scene. Yes. I think she caught like half the words because she was too busy staring into his eyes, like. And then she's like, "Yeah, let's figure out what happened here.
Can I?
What are we looking for?"
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Can I spot something out of place here?
Yes, you may.
And I have the size up special move, so I would like to see if there is anything hidden here. Like specifically, like is there anything I'm missing about this scene, about the way that everything played out? Was it really a horse that bucked him? And sorry, I'm trying to read. I keep scrolling back and forth.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's a lot.
Okay. So then I get plus. Am I free of other distractions? Probably not, honestly. I think I think my mind is all over the place. I don't think I
Okay.
have this one.
All right. I accept. I appreciate it.
There's no like help action in this game, right? Like as far as like if Sophia was helping me or if we were doing this together.
Not necessarily, but let's homebrew this and say you have an extra pair of eyes, so I'll give you a +1.
Okay, unless Mo, if you wanted to roll separately,
Oh,
I don't want to. I don't want to take that away from you.
No, please go ahead, because I think she's more of a help than like anything else, and her.
It's not
All right.
Sonic.
So +1. Here we go. I'm rolling well with these dice. I love it. That's a 10. That's a 10.
Alrighty. So after you
On a-
you express all of this
Yeah.
to Sophia, you turn from her and you look across the beach, and the camera pans from you two, and it moves down. My dog is licking my microphone. Down into sorry. Excuse me. It pans down into the sand, and you see a small, thin trail coming from out of some bushes into the path of the horse hooves that were in the sand. But then the trail just ends.
And it's like footprints. A trail.
No, it's a thin line, almost as if something was just winding through the sand.
Sophia, look at this. I think. Okay, I have a theory. Do you know anyone who rides a unicycle?
I don't think I've seen a unicycle on the island. I think it might be something more organic than a unicycle.
What are you thinking?
I don't know. What does not have legs?
A seagull?
Wow.
No.
I think there's a moment where Sophia's like, and I like this man.
He is so pretty.
He's so hot, but oh my gosh, there's nothing
Not
between
a
his eyes.
thought behind those eyes. This fucker become a detective.
So, something came out of the bushes, startled the horse, and knocked Hector off the horse. So there was no foul play, no? It was...
I mean, I haven't seen any danger noodles around
Oh.
on this island at all.
Snakes.
Yeah. What do you
see.
think?
I see.
What? A unicycle, really?
And I will remind you that this trail went to the went right in front of the horse's tracks, and like you can see like an imprint of where Hector's body hit the sand. But then there's no track of the snake going anywhere else. It's almost as if someone picked it up.
Look at this,
There's no-
Sophia.
Yeah.
No, you already saw it. Go ahead.
No, I mean, did I?
The snake just disappears. Did the
It's
horse
not a
eat the
magician.
snake?
Oh my! I
He's
think
so
she just
pretty.
I think she's just gonna like grab him, like just reach up and grab the side of his face and she's like, look with your eyes.
What?
Snakes can't disappear on their own,
I know.
and if the horse is scared of it,
Yes.
why would it eat it?
Okay, you're right. No, that makes sense. So then what happened to the snake?
Someone came to get it.
But there's no other footprints.
And she's gonna look again to see if there's footprints. Oh, they were brushed away. She's like, look, I mean, you can see like the little like. Someone did like one of those sort of situations where you like they brushed it away.
Does it look like somebody covered tracks?
Yes. There are the tracks were covered. The shoes aren't necessarily large. Like I wouldn't say they're particularly like noticeable or anything. They are flats, and they are brushed though enough with like let's say a palm branch, and the footprints kind of disappear into the shrubbery that leads into the foliage and jungle that frame the pathway that leads up into the hotel.
Because I've been here long enough, which has been a month, that I've never seen a wild snake out here in the wild. So, yeah.
So somebody has a snake, and we need to figure out who that person is.
and why they decided to put it in front of the horse to scare Hector.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it wasn't meant for Elena.
Benito!
Sorry.
Benito! She let him out again. Let me
And
go
so
find
with
him.
that, you see Modesta walking down the beach. And she's got a little parasol and she's got her dog underneath her arm. Actually, he's on a leash and he's walking, making little caquitas in the sand. And he sees you, Sophia, and he starts barking. And she approaches you. She's got like little sunglasses on. And she's just like, oh, it seems like there's a lot going on in the hotel right now. What did I miss?
I think she catches it as like Sophia still's got her hands on his face. And she's like, oh, hi.
Sophia, look at you. Que linda.
I mean, no, nothing's happening here. We're actually investigating the crime scene.
Senora,
Crime scene.
I am Detective Ceviche Esperanza. On the
I
case.
remember you, Cece. I remember when you were a little boy running around here with your little tennis shoes and your little soccer jerseys.
Little pampers.
Your little pampers. No, not that young. I remember you. You don't remember me? Give me a hug, mijo. It's been so long.
Yeah,
I
Ceviche.
interject
Yeah.
here
Yes.
and say, like, as I was scrolling through my contacts, the screen for the astute observer, I am exiting a like text messaging screen and then going back to the context and going down to S and realizing, oh shit, I have this fucking Sunday girl's fucking number in my phone, and I see that I have a Sophia number in my phone, and I press it to dial and to call Sophia.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the conversation and like, Modesta is like, like picking on Ceviche, be like, oh, I know you since you're like in your soccer jersey. Her phone's ringing and she's like, oh, hello. And she doesn't even look to it because she's like busy. She's like,
Hi.
hola.
Hi, Sirenita. Sophia. Hi, Sophia. This is Benedicto.
Oh, hola, jefe. ¿Qué pasa? Like, how? Oh.
You can call me Don Benedicto. It's fine. Mira, I don't know what's going on between you and Ceviche, but I'm going to tell you something, and I need. Do you like working here?
I do. I love working here.
Would you like a promotion?
I'm honored that you would offer me a promotion. Yes, I would like that.
I would love to consider you for a promotion, but I need you to do something for me first.
Okay.
I saw you and Ceviche leaving the property. I need you to take Ceviche as far away from the property as you can.
Far away?
Don't ask questions. Just do it.
I'm just clarifying. Okay, far away.
Yes.
Okay, I could do that. Yes, sir.
Gracias. Click.
I think as I finish up with the older lady, and loud enough for her and for Sophia to hear, I just kind of say out loud, Sophia, we need to find Ruby. I think she may be our next best lead. Do you know where she is?
Maybe we could check the stables. Like, just make our way back, and like, because that's how the horses started here. Maybe we could work back.
Sophia, you should go to the detective school. I think you have the mind for it. It's good. I'm trusting you, and I like you. That's good. Okay. Senora, are you coming with us?
Oh, no, you do your detective thing. I'm just a little old lady who's just enjoying her golden years on the island. And with that, she's gonna start and she's like gonna pat you on the cheek and she's gonna say, be careful, hijo. And she's just gotta start trundling up the way.
Senora, might we, can I, manipulate a superior here. I would like to just ask her two things.
Okay.
The first thing I want to ask her is if she has. I say, Senora, one more moment. Don Benedicto. He has been very good to me in my life, and I owe him a great debt. And yet, I could not help but feel as if he does not want to see me happy with Elena. There's a lot going on here, Senora, but my question to you is, do you happen to know anything about Benedicto that perhaps I do not? Any dirt?
Well, let's see.
I'm gonna roll.
You're gonna have to roll for that.
Okay, questions.
Yes.
Have I caught her in a good mood?
I think so. At
She's
the
enjoying her
prospect
golden
of
years.
all of this drama going on in the island, this is the most entertainment she's had in
You have
years.
all the tea. This is the goodest of moods.
This is the bestest of moods for her. This is her best day. She's having so much fun. Great time.
Does your well-being directly affect theirs? Probably not. So just the +1. Okay, that was a close one. That was a 7.
Okay.
So, yeah, go ahead.
So she hears you say that, and so you're gonna need to convince her a little more. She hears you say that, and you can see, ooh, she's sitting on some gossip, and she wants to tell it, but she's just kind of like,
Okay.
I don't know, hijo. He's a very important man on this island. That's some chismoso. That's a little
I think
dangerous.
I have the choice here to abase myself and gain a condition in order to convince her. So I will. I think I'm driven at this moment. So I am going to check my condition, driven,
Alrighty.
which gives me +1 to spot something, but -2 to express love. But that should convince her. Yes.
Yeah, you're trying to spot something, so.
Sorry, not in this moment. I just meant in the future. I get to.
Yeah.
But so that was a success. So she has dirt for me.
Okay. So she seems uncertain of sharing this information, but she sees how emotional you are, and she knows how much you care for Elena. She's heard the stories. She's seen things out her window, and she looks at you in the eyes and she says, "I see. Have you ever been to a farm?"
Yes, I think probably in my life.
Does anyone hear that?
Yes.
I didn't realize my mic was on. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just like, I
What
thought
is
that was me.
Benito, get off the phone.
Benito.
Benito has the phone just
No,
somebody
Sophia's
somebody
still
walks.
on the phone with.
Yeah.
Benedicto.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sophia's just on her phone. Like,
Yeah, she's just like watching
Attention
TikToks on her phone.
So she looks you in the eye. She puts a hand on your cheek and she says, "On a farm, the chicken that is given the best feed and the best nest always ends up on the farmer's table." And then she pats your cheek again and just walks away.
That was not helpful. Let's go to the stable.
He's
Oh,
so
okay.
cute.
Yeah, she's just like, oh, right, okay.
And I think as we cut away from them, I think he's just saying to Sophia, "What do you know about chickens, Sophia?"
I
I'm
mean,
sorry, that might have been really vague. It was off the cuff.
No, it was awesome. No, it was great.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's
And
gonna be
so-
like, they lay eggs?
Okay, and like yeah, I think we just fade away from them as they walk towards the stable.
And I want to say maybe the camera zooms over or like cuts to the room where Hector is being taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the door is opening as not Hector, Benedicto is walking in, and maybe Valeria is there,
Mm-hmm.
watching over her son.
Yes.
And I approach and say, Valeria, qué pena. This is terrible. How is he? Any news? Any updates?
And she looks up at you and she like brushes away some very delicate tears that haven't soiled her makeup. And she says, "Ay, Benedicto,
I offer
he has."
a pocket square.
Oh, she takes it and delicately dabs at her eyes, and she says, "He has not stirred at all. I fear for the worst."
I mean, I think that is the wisest thing that you can do. You never know what could happen in situations like this. But at least on this of all days, it seems like everything is in order, no? They did sign some kind of prenup, did they not?
They did. That little Elena. She wants his money. I know it. I know she has something behind this, Benedicto. Don't let her get away with this. And she's like gripping onto your jacket, just pleading, "Please, you must stop her and that little ceviche from stealing our family's money. I know they're in on this together."
You know that I would never let anything like this happen. Ceviche? What do you know?
He was with her. He was with her when he had the accident. He said so himself in the lobby.
That is right. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm so distraught. I forgot.
After all, he wasn't originally invited to the wedding, and then he comes last minute, and then my poor little hijo is now. Oh, I know they have something to do with this.
I'm confident that he has something to do with it. And I'm like raising my hand and pointing her in the face. I'm also weeping, and with my other hand, I'm using my pocket square to wipe my own eyes. And I'm like, they were causing a good enough distraction to make sure that nobody else knew what was going on. The two of them together, who else could deny that they had nothing to do with this? But you and I know better. Tell me, Valeria, if Hector was not going to inherit all of this property, and Elena had not signed any other paperwork, to whom would it fall?
To you, Benedicto. My husband did not trust me with the money. He never trusted me with the money because I would buy too many things. He said I was frivolous with it, so of course it went to my son instead. But until he and Elena have a child, you are the next inheritor, of course.
I would like to use my move, to use the demand what you deserve move and be like, we can make this happen. We can make sure that nobody interferes with the family name and the family legacy. You and I can work together to make sure that that does not happen.
Valeria looks at her son, and she looks up to you, and the camera slowly pans in on her face. Her cheeks stained with tears and almost a wild look in her eyes, and she says, "What do you want me to do?"
So, off book, out of character, I know that I chose like different moves, but I feel like this is a really appropriate moment to maybe try and use Was Beautiful Once. Maybe she and I have a history. Because I've pictured myself as being someone who married into this family, which is why my last name is Manantiales.
Yes.
And I married her brother or something, and so maybe we haven't been intimate, but like whatever, we've had like something's going on here. Are things strained between us now?
Yes, they are. But only because you two you were so focused on the business and she was so focused on her son that there was never a time for you to reignite that passionate flame.
Sorry. I'm gonna rewind a little bit. I think I'm mixing two moves at once. So I started with Demand What You Deserve. So I'm gonna lean on that and then maybe lean into What's Beautiful Once later. Okay. Demand What You Deserve. Am I offering something of value in return? Does she consider keeping everything in the family valuable?
Yes, she is extremely protective of the family's business and finances and her son.
Does she love me in this moment?
In this moment, I think she feels you are the only one she can trust.
So yes.
Yes.
Boom, +2. Okay, cool.
Benito.
8 total. On a hit, the target of my demand chooses one of the following and removes. Wait. Chooses one. If you get to choose. I'm just gonna read what this says. On a hit, the target of your demand chooses one. Parentheses. If targeting an NPC, the GM chooses. Close parentheses. On a 10 plus, that doesn't matter. Dot number 1, they concede to me and they can clear a condition. 2, they refuse and escalate. They mark a condition. Number 3, they run away and I take something from them. I mean, they can concede and not have to clear a condition. I don't know if they had any conditions.
You haven't had any conditions marked yet, but
Yeah. So
I think this would be you, or well,
the,
Yeah.
the NPC.
Valeria
Yeah.
could concede.
yeah. What did you
No.
roll?
Oh shit! I rolled a 6.
Oh, okay.
+2, 8.
8. Okay. All right. So,
Sorry, I forgot. I didn't say what I actually rolled.
oh, no, you're fine. So, they hear, again, she looks you dead in the eye, almost a crazy, wild look in her eye with tear stains, and she says, "What do you want me to do? I would do anything to keep our family safe. Anything."
And I will look her in the eyes and I will say, I know that I was married to Juan once, but I know that you and I have a special kinship, friendship, whatever you want to call it. If you value anything in this life, you will flee as fast as you can.
But my son, I cannot abandon him here.
Then you have to choose. Are you going to flee and save yourself? Or stay with your son?
I think on that we're gonna cut to another scene, where
Oh, that's it's spicy. Oh
I
shit.
know. Oh my god. Oh my god, Juicy.
Yeah, no,
You keep throwing wrenches in the spanner, and I'm like, oh my god.
it's so good.
So, Cece and Sophia, you are in the barn.
Yeah, back to the stables. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, I think she's like, yeah, like, we're just trying to retrace their steps, right? To see, like, maybe they were followed here to wherever they were, to, like, whoever unleashes. Maybe there's some clues here. I don't know. Like,
Perhaps let's find out.
yeah.
Do you want to roll this time?
Yeah, I can roll this time. I will, spot something out of place. And I think they're just looking, I think she's just looking around for clues. So, intimate with this person recently. This person is the barn, so no. Are you free of other distractions? I mean, Ceviche's a distraction within himself, so also no.
But we did establish earlier that since you helped me, I got a +1. So can I give you a +1 now to help you? Rebecca, is that cool?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That's gonna be an 8. That's an 8.
Okay. So you guys are in the barn and you're looking around for clues or something of what happened. And you're not really finding anything. But Sophia, as you are looking in the room, you hear footsteps behind you.
I'm gonna
Turn
turn
around.
around and look.
When you turn around, you see Estela standing there. And she looks almost breathless as she stares at you. And she says, "Oh, you're safe." And she hugs you.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been working. I mean, are you okay? And she's gonna like, as she's being hugged, she gives like the awkward like pat like.
Of course I'm fine, but I saw that murderer Cece run off with you. I was terrified he was going to hurt you.
Cece would never hurt me. He's a good friend of mine. Like,
he was with that bride, and now the groom is, well, not quite dead, but he might be.
It wasn't Cece.
You seem very sure of yourself.
Because I know him, that's why.
Are you trying to solve this murder?
I mean, like, he's a detective. I've listened to like hundreds of hours worth of, murder podcasts and watched all the seasons of SVU. Like, so, like.
That's what that sound was earlier.
It was. Stella just looks at you and she says, "I always thought you were so distant, that you were so selfish you couldn't care for anyone else's problems. But look at you trying to clear your friend's name."
I mean, I do care about people, and I still care about you, but I had to do something for myself. I had to move down here for myself. I had to get away. I was doing nothing. Working that 9-to-5 call center, dead-end job. And you were great, don't get me wrong, you were fantastic, but I needed to breathe. I needed the ocean air, and when I got down here to visit, it just all seemed to click.
All this time I thought you were just bored of me because I was boring, and so you abandoned me for an exciting life on an island.
No, it wasn't about as lovely as you are, it wasn't about you. It was all I needed to do for myself. And I'm sorry that I hurt you.
Well, I forgive you. I was so terrified when I saw you being dragged off that something was going to happen to you. If there's anything I can do to help, just say it. And she like gently caresses your face.
Where is Cece in all this? Is he like in the next stall over?
Yeah, I'm like,
She
I
hasn't
think
clocked he's in here.
Well, actually, I think I'm checking around like the perimeter. Well, this
Do
is
you
happening.
catch any of this? Like, do you like through the thin, barn walls?
I don't think, not yet. I don't think I've caught any of it to this point. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I think she's like flustered, obviously, because. And she's like, and like gently like takes her hand and like puts it, like holds it, and she's like, "Have you seen anybody with a snake?"
Is that some sort of euphemism?
No.
No, I haven't seen anyone with a snake. But that Ruby has been very suspicious all night. She's been secluding herself from everyone. Anytime I come into a room where she's in, she just leaves.
Oh. I understand. So I think... See? It's all those years of SVU. I'm learning things.
Sophia, I don't find anything out here, but hi. Oh, you from earlier? Yes.
Yes, I remember you.
Sorry about that. That was it was not about you. I was trying to make a point. I apologize.
I'll get over it.
Okay.
So, Sophia says you're innocent. I trust her judgment. Is there anything I can do to help?
What do you know about chickens?
Not much, to be honest.
Yes.
They're good in caldo de pollo, but that's about my extent of knowledge.
You know food.
I do.
So do I. Have you ever heard of
Noted.
El Pobrecito?
They're catering the wedding, aren't they?
They are. They are my family.
They're nice.
They are. Anyway. They know chickens. Sophia, my family knows chickens.
I don't think it's about your family. And I
think it is.
No, it's
Come
not
on.
about your
And I just start running off towards the hotel.
Oh,
Before
good. He's not dragging me. Okay, good.
and just in case you run away, Estella like gently places a hand on your arm, Sophia, and she says, "Before you leave, I think I should tell you. I shouldn't be saying this because, well, I am her family's accountant, but Ruby's family is cash poor."
Really? And you think the way she carries herself, she ain't?
Nope, her family has a lot of debt. Marrying someone like Hector would save her family from the poorhouse. Be careful. And she gently caresses your face again before walking off into the jungle.
I think she has to compose herself, like just beat red and just be like, Cece, you're going the wrong way, and just starts yelling and chasing after you.
Yeah, I'd like to think that Cece like ran off on his own.
Plus.
I think. Yeah, we'll see what happens, but yeah, he's going to the kitchen.
Okay. Is there anything that anyone was wanting to do in this time?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, one more thing before. Sophia, before you leave the barn, you, just as you are leaving the barn, you see a worker, a handyman, walking into the barn. And when he sees you, he almost looks like he's seen a ghost. But he doesn't say anything to you, and he quickly leaves for the hotel. He shoulders the tool bag that he came to collect, and he heads off to the hotel.
I think she starts chasing Cece and then sees that and just starts like nonchalantly following him instead. Be like, what? Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Benedito, Juice, you said you had something you wanted to do?
Yes. So, superimposed over the previous scene, I picture that there are like brief snippets of Benedicto, after the conversation with Valeria, has gone back to the bridal suite, is going back to Hector's office, because why would Hector not have an office? But there's like nothing in there because he doesn't do shit. And there's another scene of Benedicto shuffling through all the papers in Benedicto's own office and trying to like measure papers against papers against papers, and trying to like, there's that, like the telenovela equivalent of the meme of like the woman looking at all the math equations, trying to see like, is there any way that I could make this work? And realizing, I think I'm way over my head. I've warned the people that need to know. And I say this out loud, like, I'm in over my head. I've warned the people that need to know. There's no other way out of this. And I will send I'll pull back my phone and scroll back to the R's and send thank you to Rocky on my phone. And I'll reach into a drawer in my desk, and I will pull out a big device that has a big red button on it.
Oh, no. We are at 10.
And I will look at the photos that lay on my desk of the display of all of my family, Ceviche's family, Elena, all the workers at the establishment, and take a deep breath
And
press the big red button on my device.
Yes, Ceviche.
I was gonna say, can I flashback to preparations in this moment? So, I'm gonna roll. This is now the question. So, when you flash back to a time you made preparations, roll with the questions. Did you have plenty of time to do it? And I think the answer there is probably no. Actually, I don't know. Because I'll explain why in a second, but I think that's probably a no. Did you have someone looking out for trouble? I think that's also probably no. So I'm gonna roll here. On a hit, which is 7 or higher, I get to choose one. And I'll explain this in a second.
All right, go for it. I'm curious.
Okay, that is. Wait, did we say I have one or not?
No,
I'll
that
give
was
you
no
one.
We said we don't.
Okay.
I do have. Okay, well then that is just a 7 then. It was literally on the teeter.
Well, before this is resolved,
Okay.
I would say like what I was doing was an act of desperation. Should I roll for act with desperation on this to see if
Yes.
maybe this button was a dud?
Yes, absolutely. Please, yes.
So many rolls happening at once.
I know, right? And nobody knows what's going on the other side of the screen.
So I would say I would argue that I am doing this for self-love.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that is a love. That is a love.
It is a type of love.
And am I doing this for vengeance? Absolutely.
That's a +2, mijo.
So that is a total. It's a 9. It's still a success, but not a fantastic success.
Okay. All right.
So you can choose a worse outcome or an ugly choice.
Okay. And so, Justin, what were you?
So okay,
I'm
so
curious.
because I did succeed.
Yes.
So I mark a condition, and that condition is now vicious. I am now vicious.
Ooh.
But I do choose one, and the thing I'm choosing, the flashback that we then see as you go to press the button, the flashback is actually what happened? As you go to push the button, the door kicks open, and you see Ceviche standing in the doorway. He's got a gun in his hand, and he's standing there looking at you, and he says, "Don Benedicto, I think we have to have a chat." And I'd like to, the flashback being, Ceviche did go have a chat with his family, with his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And in this conversation, it dawned on him what the Senora was talking about on the beach. The chicken has a lot to lose. Hector is the chicken. Benedicto, it must be him. He's the one pulling the strings. And so as I kick open this door, that's what Ceviche thinks. Don Benedicto, what did you do?
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be as far away from here as you can be.
You would like that, wouldn't you?
Yes, very much.
Why did you do it?
This all should be mine. This good-for-nothing has no idea how to run all of the establishments on this island. Everything should be here under my name. But now that this good-for-nothing has married esa huérfana, all of this is going to be lost on whatever good-for-nothing spawn child they produce. Oh, homosexuals can't have children. Well, I'll show them another thing.
Benedicto, I know you. I know you since I was a boy. You are not a cruel man. You are generous. You've given me so much in my life. Let me give something back to you. An opportunity, perhaps. Perhaps there is a way for both of us to get what we want here. If you want the money, take it. Have it. Have the estate. Elena and I will leave. Hector will... Perhaps he will stay sleeping, no? We can all get what we want here.
I will give you a 10-minute head start.
What is this?
At
Don't
that-
ask questions, just go.
At that, Ceviche, you hear the click of a gun behind you, and with Sophia's permission, There stands Roque, the handyman, with Sophia under his arm and a gun pointed to her head. And he's gonna tell UCC, lower your weapon, detective.
Who's this? Looking to Benedicto.
And at this, Sophia, when you are this close to Roque, who is a handyman, who until this point has managed to stay out of your way more or less in the hotel because you just never really crossed paths, you look at his face and you see something familiar, and then all the memories come flooding back. This was the man that robbed that bank all those years ago, who was hired by Benedicto.
¿Qué fue?
I ask you again, senor. Lower your weapon. Or the girl dies.
I'll lower my weapon.
Ceviche. Sophia.
You remember my name.
I was gonna say, like, you would know. This is the first time I'm calling you by your name. And I'm looking at Sophia. I'm not looking at Ceviche. I'm looking at Sophia. And I'm fine. Find Elena and go. Go until you can't go no more.
And at that, because we're almost out of time, Sophia, you hear a hard thud on Roque's head, and the criminal falls to the floor, collapsing. And standing behind you is Valeria. And she picks up the gun and points it at all of you. And she gestures for you all to go into the office together.
Shit.
I'm still holding my gun for the record.
And she says, it was supposed to be so simple. All I wanted was for that pauper to stay out of my family. But no, she had to invite you, detective, into this wedding. And you nobody, you had to stick your nose where it didn't belong. And she points the gun at you, Benedicto. And she says, I trusted you. I thought you wanted to keep this family safe. But now I see you for the snake you are. And with that, she tosses a small bag next to her across the floor, and a snake slithers out of her purse. It was me. I was the one who did it. Elena was supposed to fall from the horse. But no, you had to get in her way. You stopped her, and now my son lies dying. You think you can stop this family, but we are too strong for you, even for those who marry into this family. And with that, she says, push the button. I dare you.
I married into this family, and I would have done this family prouder than you! And I press the button.
And with that, an explosion happens. The cliffside, small, carefully placed dynamite packs placed by Roque on the cliff go off, and the cliff starts to crumble underneath it. Portions of the hotel are now starting to fall into the ocean as your characters now have the opportunity to try and run away, while Valeria stands there, the snake at her feet, laughing almost maniacally as this chaos happens. And it is now 10 o'clock. I will give you all a small opportunity if you want to say what your character is doing in this moment before the season ends.
I think Sophia's gonna grab Ceviche's hand and just try to just drag him out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he goes with you. Ceviche is searching for where they put Elena in this tower.
She is in the room actually next to Benedicto's office for simplicity's sake.
Okay, yeah. If I hear her calling or something, I'll
yeah, she's screaming,
shoot the door handle. I'll shoot the
She
door.
conveniently shows up around the corner and be like, "What's happening?"
So Sophia is holding one hand, and then I have Elena. I take Elena in the other hand, and we're just running out of the hotel.
And if I see Estella, I'm gonna grab her too. So we're just one long chain of people.
Okay. Benedicto, what are you doing in this time?
Valeria is laughing maniacally. I'm not laughing maniacally. I'm just standing there with the device in my hand, just staring contest with her the entire time as the entire building crumbles around us,
And then-
locking eye contact.
Okay, can I do one last thing?
Yes.
I know we're at time, but
Yes.
I've been wanting to use this all night.
Do it. Do it, motherfucker.
I'm running. I look at Sophia. I look at Elena, and I put their hands together, and I say, "Go, run! I have one last thing to do." And I turn around, and I run back into the room, and I stare at Benedicto. Come with me. You don't have to go out like this. You have so much life left to live.
Pero Ceviche, we don't have much time left.
Benedicto, please, do it for your son. And then I would like to reveal a shocking truth. So when you flash back to reveal a shocking truth about another PC, mark a condition and roll with conditions marked.
I'm really shook. I am shook.
Wait!
Oh my god! He was your son the whole time.
Maybe if I roll it right, it is. But if not, then I'm lying. I don't know.
He just won't believe you.
So, ironically, that condition I marked has just sent me into meltdown.
Yes.
But so
Since
it says
you are in the meltdown. Yeah, go ahead.
it says roll with conditions marked. What does that mean exactly? Anybody know?
It gives you a plus or minus depending on which ones are marked.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I see.
no, it just means you add conditions, I believe. You just
Add
roll
however many
plus
conditions.
Yeah.
So that's 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 4.
Just kidding.
And let's count this as justice.
Okay. Got it. Yes. Okay.
I just want to say that you succeed.
Are you acting against me? Okay, well, I want to roll
I'm not,
anyway
I'm
because
not,
I'm just
I'm
curious. Okay, well, plus 4, that is a 10. So I did succeed.
Especially because I've been locked eyes with Valeria, and the only way this would have been possible was with Valeria. So
Yeah, I think that, that's the thing. We flash back to Benedicto and Valeria having a secret child.
Yes, they had this passionate moment one night on the desk while, let's say, her husband was dying in a bed. Like, they finally gave in to the passion.
both of our husbands, yeah.
Yes, both
Yeah,
of your husbands.
yeah.
You gave into this moment of passion because there was just so much emotion going on. And yes, she did conceive a child and she gave birth to it, but because it was not of her husband's name and it was a bastard, and she knew that this would bring down the chance of her son Hector becoming the successful heir of this family, she decided to give him to a local family on the mainland who owned a poor restaurant called Pobrecito. She left him in a basket next to a puddle of ceviche out in the alley.
And so the building is crumbling around us. I'm like bonked in the head by a piece of crumbling, I don't know, plaster or whatever. I'm like, let's go. Quickly. And I throw the device to the ground. It's already been activated, but we have time. Let's go.
And as you flee the room, Valeria watches you go, and she slowly, calmly, and with much elegance and grace walks to the chair that you sat in controlling this business for so many years. And she sits on it as if it's a throne, and she welcomes the death that comes to her, knowing that she has secured her family as best she can.
Epic.
Oh.
And so with all of that being said, we have Sofia and Elena and Estela running out of the hotel. You guys are much closer to the exit. Ceviche and Benedicto, they're running through. They're dodging pillars that are falling. Portraits are crashing to the ground. So much chaos is happening. And then everybody starts to slow down until everybody is frozen in motion while the theme song of the show starts playing. Will our hero survive? Is Ceviche now an eligible heir to the family millions? So will Sofia and Estela get back together? Is Elena as innocent as everyone thinks? Tune in next time to next season's episode of Pasión de las Pasiones.
Pasión de las pasiones.
Roll credits.
Woo!
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Oh god.
Oh my god, those fucking twists, Justin!
bravo! I was waiting to use a shocking twist. That was wild.
Oh my god, I feel like I just watched the telenovela season in one go.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Well done,
It was
everyone.
the wedding season. That's what it was. The whole
Yes!
season.
What a finale! Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us on Twitch. Thank you for jumping in and helping us with helping Ceviche decide what he was going to do. And muchas gracias to those who followed or subscribed tonight. We look forward to seeing you again on our stream and in our Discord. Are we going to raid anybody tonight?
I was just checking to see who's on. Yeah, Rolling D's 20s is on. Let's
Hell
pick
yeah.
them up.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to, feel free to stick around. We're going to go raid another show. These guys are awesome. Feel free to stick around and give them your support. And we appreciate you guys tuning in.
Just a fun fact. So
Yes.
I am Juice, no pronouns, just Juice. I am a cast member on Rolling D's 20s.
What?
They are currently playing Vampire the Masquerade right now. So please go enjoy the show. Give them a follow and follow them on Twitter at Rolling D's 20s, ROLLINGDEEZT20Z. S.
Nice.
You got this,
Awesome.
Juice. Well done.
Love it.
And do we have any upcoming GRPG streams, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, weekly we have our Rising Shadows, our Moonshay Isles series that we're doing for Jasper's Game Day charity, which is a big. That's every Tuesday night we have that going, and then Monday nights, just this last Monday, we started season 2 of The Contraband, which is Blades in the Dark, our Blades in the Dark campaign. Both of those are running weekly, so yeah, those are going right now.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to go raid. Enjoy, have fun, and have a great weekend, and enjoy Valentine's Day. Bye.
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 Hasta luego.
It looks like.